The following is a special presentation of Riverfront Broadcasting Sports. It's time for the 2022 Boys Varsity State Hockey Tournament. The Boys Varsity State Hockey Tournament is brought to you by Owyhee Federal Credit Union, Weatherall, Wagner Auto, and the Ramkota.
Howard to the face-off circle, pass in front for Greasy, scores! Howard with a good pass, and Ashton Grease, his 15th of the year.
The Boys Varsity State Hockey Tournament is also brought to you by Pelican Power Sports, Fisher Rounds and Associates, Hockey Headquarters, and the Aberdeen Area Chamber of Commerce. And also by Becky Potsuba, State Farm Insurance, Hermanson Endodontics, Sunmasters of Pierre, and the University of Jamestown.
And here comes Max Moore in on a break, he scores! Max Moore makes it 2-1 with 4:50 to play in the first period.
14th goal for Moore on the
Boys Varsity State Hockey Tournament is also brought to you by Zander Auto Parts, Renke Gray Wealth Management, the Fieldhouse of Pierre, and Kubota.
Brookings Rangers have all got their helmets unhinged. They're ready to throw it in celebration. Down to 5 seconds. For the first time since 2017, the Brookings Rangers are state champions of South Dakota.
Now let's join John Winkler, Jeff Anderson, and Jim Lloyd for the call.
The final day of our 2022 Boys State Varsity Tournaments is here. John Winkler alongside Jeff Anderson, Jim Lloyd. Our first game of the day will be the 5th place game between the Aberdeen Cougars and the Sioux Falls 2 Flyers. The 5 versus 7 matchup. And gentlemen, it should be a good finish to our state tournament. But we look at how these two teams got here. The first day, Sioux Falls 2 lost 7-0 to Brookings, and Aberdeen lost 5-3 to Owyhee. But then yesterday, it was a 5-4 overtime win for Sioux Falls 2, and then a 5-3 win for Aberdeen over Watertown. So both these teams coming in with 5 goals scored yesterday, and they're looking to finish out this state tournament, and for some finishing out their careers with a big win.
Should be fun. Should be a fun. It's a great day as far as that's concerned. And you go out with hopes of coming home with some hardware when you go to a state tournament, whether it be a championship or whatever the case may be. So, and for a lot of seniors, this is their last time. They're going to put skates on, put a uniform on, so it has a little bit extra meaning in that regard also.
Yeah, this is Championship Sunday. This is when you come to this tournament, this is the day that you want to play. Unfortunately, there's 2 teams that aren't getting to play today. But, boy, the ones that are here left, they'll put it all on the line today, and it's just going to ramp up. You know, we're going to play for 5th place, then we're going to play for 3rd, and then, of course, we're going to play for the state championship. So today we'll ramp up the excitement as we go along.
And these, every seed held out except for the 7 seed winning over the 6 seed in overtime. And Sioux Center had a heck of a tournament that they lost to 4-3 in overtime in game 1. They were moments away from getting in the semifinal round, the state semifinal round, and then they end up losing in overtime in game 2, so they end up getting knocked out at 0-2 in 2 overtime losses. But Sioux Falls 2, that's a big win for them after losing 7-0 to Brookings in that first game. For Sioux Falls 2 to come back and win in overtime to get to this 5th place game, they're going to be feeling pretty confident going in this matchup.
This is not a bad hockey team. They really have some pretty good players. I kind of like this team in many ways, and I kind of like the Aberdeen team in a lot of ways too. Their program's come a long way in the last year. Both these teams have some young kids. In Sioux Falls 2 case, what do they have? 1 senior, maybe it's 3. I think it's 3 seniors altogether. Otherwise, you're looking at sophomores, juniors, whatever the case may be. And they're really kind of from all over the city. And they go to O'Gorman, they go to Jefferson, they are even from even from Garrettson, places like that. So it's kind of a conglomeration in a lot of ways, and yet they seem to play pretty well. Last year, of course, the Sioux Falls 2 team was actually better than the Sioux Falls 1 team. As it turns out. So you just never know. But this is not a bad hockey team. Aberdeen's not a bad hockey team. They played twice during the year, of course, and in both cases, I think Aberdeen won both 6-3 in the time they met back in December, and then, of course, later 4-3 as far as that's concerned. But they haven't met in a long time, and when you meet somebody early in the year and then you meet them again late in the year, there can be two different teams is how you play, and personnel and experience, everything else. So this could be for these two teams are like a brand new game.
Well, we did see yesterday a team win both games and not win the third game. And in Sioux Falls' case, they were the team that did that. So they're trying to do it another time, beating Aberdeen for the first time in 3 tries, where they did that against Sioux Center yesterday.
Yeah, so and that's what makes it fun.
Well, and this Aberdeen team, for many years we overlook a lot of Aberdeen teams, right?
Yes.
A lot of teams did for many years. You don't do that anymore with this team. Aberdeen's program is at the point now where they're beating people, and you have to play well to beat the Aberdeen team right now.
Well, and they have some young kids that are coming up. They're going to be a force to be reckoned with, I think, over the next several years, which is good for their program.
They've got a lot of young, good talent on their team.
For years, their girls always kind of stole the show in that city, and it's kind of nice to see the boys get a little recognition now. So, times are changing.
That's right. And times are changing, but the girls' team is still pretty good for them, for the Aberdeen Cougars. But the boys are coming along very nicely, and they will be playing here in the 5th place game against Sioux Falls, too. We step aside for our commercial break here in the pregame show. And when we come back, we have our starting lineups, national anthem, and puck drop. As you're listening to the state tournament, final day of the state tournament here on a Capital City Rock, on a KSDR, on a KKQQ, and you're watching it on YouTube at Capital City Rock Sports.
Owyhee Federal Credit Union's recreational loan special is in full swing with rates as low as 2.25% APR and terms as long as 15 years. Now is your chance to get into that new or used boat, jet ski, camper, motorcycle, UTV, or ATV you've been dreaming about. Apply online or stop in at 221 East Pleasant Drive in Pierre and let the girls at Owyhee Federal Credit Union make that dream a reality.
Owyhee Federal Credit Union.
This is Ashton Grease, captain of the Owyhee Capitals boys varsity hockey team. Spring is right around the corner. It's time to start thinking about getting your roof repaired. My dad at Weatherall Roofing is the guy to call. Weatherall Roofing offers commercial roofing options, including metal roof restorations and EPDM rubber roof restorations. When hockey season is over, you'll find me on a roof somewhere. Check out our website at www.weatherallroof.com or call Chad at 224-7982. Go Caps!
Changing the game, Aberdeen.
Get in on the game. Get to Aberdeen to shop, dine, and relax. Spend the day checking items off your list from hundreds of local businesses where there's something for everyone. Please your palate with dozens of culinary options, and let our service providers pamper you or help you take care of business. Check out the museum, art galleries, art classes, public library, and much more. We know you have choices. Thanks for spending time in Aberdeen. We always look forward to seeing you.
Changing the game, Aberdeen.
When you're in the need for high-quality replacement auto parts, look no further than Zander Auto Parts and Machine Shop in Pierre. Zander's has been servicing the Pierre area for over 40 years. Their professional parts techs can get you the parts you need and get you back on the road. Stop by Zander Auto Parts and Machine Shop at 500 West Sioux in Pierre or call 224-9221. Zander's, your source for domestic and foreign auto parts and accessories.
A lot goes into taking care of your property. You need equipment with more durability, versatility, and #1 rated reliability built in. Like Kubota compact tractors that can do it all right, Z-Series mowers that deliver a quality cut, and the Sidekick utility vehicle built for hard work and fun at 40 miles per hour. Kubota equipment lives up to the highest standards. Yours. Visit your local dealer today.
Please contact one of your South Dakota Kubota dealers today. The Ram Coda in Aberdeen has everything for business travel needs. We have meeting and banquet spaces to host your event with a restaurant and lounge on site. For the leisure times or the fun business meetings, the Ram Coda is located next to 2 golf courses. The Ram Coda has a full hot continental breakfast, so you don't have to leave the comfort of the building. And don't forget to use your Best Western rewards at our pet-friendly establishment. The Ram Coda in Aberdeen, 1400 8th Avenue Northwest. Call 605-229-4040 to make your reservation today. As we welcome you back here, getting set for puck drop between the Sioux Falls at 2 Flyers and the Aberdeen Cougars. John Winkler alongside Jeff Anderson and Jim Lloyd. As Sioux Falls is now taking the ice, we will have the starting lineups, the national anthem, and puck drop here in just a moment. Jeff Anderson will bring you play-by-play. We assume that he's going to bring the play-by-play. I still got your mic down right now. He got a little bit of the coughing spell going on right now, so we're hoping that he's going to be able to bring us play-by-play of this first game.
That does happen. It happens to all of us.
It's just really, really bad timing when it happens right before a broadcast. We'll throw it down to our PA.
Home of the 2022 South Dakota Amateur Hockey Association Boys Varsity State Tournament. Today's game is the consolation final featuring the 7-seed Sioux Falls Flyers Varsity 2, taking on the 5-seed Aberdeen Cougars. Well, let's meet the starting lineups for both teams. First for Sioux Falls. On defense, number 65, Carter Hansen. On defense, number 60, Easton Bieber. At forward, number 45, Mason Schramm. At forward, number 13, Camden Ponto. And at forward, number 9, Carson Clark. In goal for the Flyers, number 32, Ian Patterson. And now for the home team on the scoreboard, the Aberdeen Cougars. Starting on defense, number 17, Chandon Neiman. On defense, number 29, Jackson Danielson. At forward, number 12, Mason Carroll. At forward, number 21, Jacob Shield. At forward, number 28, Kason Claymore. And in goal for Aberdeen, number 31, Carson Hunstad. Officials for today's game, as assigned by the South Dakota Hockey Association, are as follows. Your referees are Matt Stram and Shane Van Diest. Linesmen are Matt George and Cody Nicholson. Off-ice officials for today's game are brought to you by the Sioux Falls Stampede and include Doug Kane on the scoreboard. In the penalty boxes, we have Chris Arns and Paul Libra. Doing the live scoring today is Josh Frock. My name's Randy Preston. I'll be doing PA and keeping official score. Now, ladies and gentlemen, will you please stand, face the flag for the singing of our national anthem by Mr. Dan Starr.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets above her singing gave proof through the night that our flag was still. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
All right, we are ready to go for hockey here this morning as our first game of the day, the 5th place game, Aberdeen and Sioux Falls 2. Final 3 games of the 2021-22 year is about to begin. John Winkler alongside Jim Lloyd, and the man bringing you the game, Mr. Jeff Anderson.
Well, we have a pretty good crowd for this first morning game. We have a 9:05 start here scheduled, actually a little bit behind time. And then, of course, we'll have a noon 12:05 game and the championship at 3:05 this afternoon. So settle back, hope you enjoy the broadcast as we bring you, of course, this is the the 9th game of the state tournament so
9th
far.
of 11. We
That's
got 3 more pucks to give out. We'll have players of the game for all 3 games, and We're ready to go.
That's right. Aberdeen, of course, will be defending the goal to our right. And, of course, it'll be Sioux Falls 2 defending the goal to our left. Ian Patterson gets the start today. And, of course, Mr. Hunstead Carson will get the start for Aberdeen. So about ready to drop the puck and get this game underway from the Shields Iceplex. Nice to have you with us. Aberdeen controls the opening draw, if you will. And Danielson takes the puck back behind his own goal along the near boards here, but this intercepted that time from Schramm. Schramm for Sioux Falls, not the biggest guy out there, but he is a lightning quick little guy. Leads our team as far as scoring is concerned. He goes after that loose puck, picked up here. Ponto puts a shot on from just inside the blue line. Doesn't find the net though. Comes out here along the near boards. Aberdeen clears it out. This is Claymore. Gets it in, and Carter Hansen goes back to get the puck for Sioux Falls 2. They're in the black uniforms with the orange numbers like they wore yesterday. Aberdeen, of course, in the yellow sweaters. They have the blue breezers. They have the yellow high socks. And, of course, the yellow as far as the sweater is concerned, and the white helmets. Puck right now picked up by Hansen in his own zone. Flips it out in the neutral zone. Trickles across the blue line into the Aberdeen end. And the Cougars will go back to get it there. We rattled off a minute, 3 seconds of this hockey game. Battle for the Consolation Championship, which is kind of fun to see. Gets right now is, of course, Aberdeen with the puck picked up here, intercepted by, of course, Carson Clark that time. But Aberdeen gets it back, dumps it into the Sioux Falls zone, and it's played there, of course, around by Ian Patterson. Puck here comes off to Solly. Solly clears it into the Aberdeen end, picked up there by Gehring. Gehring with a puck, tries to get a shot off, gets intercepted that time, broken up, and then we have a whistle, a shot that really got on to the goalie, and of course Hunstead makes the stop off of that shot from Olsen.
Well, Cooper Gehring was the one that scored the overtime winner yesterday for Sioux Falls 2 to get in this Constellation Championship, one of the 3 seniors on this team.
Offensive zone face-off here for Sioux Falls in the Aberdeen end on the right of Hunstead, but Aberdeen controls the face-off. Comes out here to Meir. Meir gets it over there, of course, and knocked off the puck that time off Aberdeen. And, of course, that was knocked down. Gets back in. That was Allberg. Gets back out here and is picked up by the Cougars. This is Meir. He can fly. Takes it in over the blue line to the right side. Works against Carter Hansen. Looks out front. Nobody there. Lost it in the corner. Takes it down, looks for a centering pass, broken up that time by Hansen. Hansen goes back after it, as does Zenz. Plays it out, and Aberdeen holds a zone. A weak shot from the baseline as they held the zone is to Zenz. Goes in the corner over there, providing pressure, of course, is Solly. Picked up here by Aberdeen, looking for a centering pass. Carter Hansen takes it away from behind, flips it back out here. And then, of course, Aberdeen has to keep it in, and they do so. That was Grau. Grau plays defense normally and does so on this Aberdeen team. He's a senior on this squad. 5 goals, 7 assists on the year. They pin the puck up against the boards. Back behind the Sioux Falls zone. Finally comes out. Loose puck in the slot. Cleared away nicely that time by Sioux Falls. And on his high horse is Gehring. Gehring, a rink wide pass that time, but the man he tried to get it to, Keegan Clancy, was tied up defensively. Raisler dumps it back into the Aberdeen zone. Back to get it, of course, will be Livermont. Picks it up here along the near boards. Looks out front. Aberdeen, if they hurry, could have a 2-on-1. Picked up here by Shield. Takes it down the right side. Puts a shot on. And we will have a face-off coming to the right, of course, of Patterson in the Sioux Falls zone as he gloved the puck. 13:53 actually will be to his left, as it turns out. And off the face-off, it was Claymore that time for Aberdeen. Loose puck picked up here. Jorgensen keeps it in. Aberdeen keeps the puck alive in the Sioux Falls zone. Backhanded that time by Claymore. Picked up by Sioux Falls. Knocked away from behind that time by Shield. Shield, of course, gets it over here near side for Carrolls, playing his final game as a senior. Carrolls goes after the puck at his blue line, dumps it rink wide. Comes over here, of course, to Claymore. Plays it back in his own zone as they regroup to set up the offense. Aberdeen on the attack right now. 13:23 to go. Scoreless. Consolation Championship so far. Shot right on goal. Patterson easily gloves it and forces a face-off to his left. 13:18. Nice to have you with us today. KKQQ Brookings. Also, of course, KSDR Watertown. KCCR in Blunt. And, of course, also YouTube at Go
YouTube at Capital City Rock
There
Sports.
we go. Capital City Rock Sports comes out here along the near boards. Jorgensen keeps it in. Mir over there as well for Aberdeen on the attack right now in the Sioux Falls zone. But Carter Hansen comes after that puck along the near boards. Ian Alberg out there as well. Mir puts a shot on, broken up in traffic. Mir goes after that loose puck picked up by Schramm. Now it's picked up here by Sioux Falls. They'll skate out to the center ice with it. In over the blue line. This is Pontel. Where's 13? Puts a shot on. The kid's a little bit wide. Loose puck in the far corner over there. Livermont goes after that loose puck at 12:43. Loose puck picked up here by Mir. Lost the handle. Getting it back is Pontel. Ponto. And, of course, a fun kid to watch for the Sioux Falls team. Loose puck in the far corner over there. You have Erickson for for Aberdeen. Loose puck played back behind the Aberdeen goal. Loose puck goes along the boards. They tried to hold it, Carter Hansen. We have a quick whistle at 12:21.
Played by a high stick, so it'll be an offensive zone face-off for the Aberdeen Cougars.
All right. So that'll be in the Sioux Falls zone. And they have out there right now, of course, Dabney on this line with Hepper and also Mir. And Schramm is out there right now with Clark and Ponto. Haven't said Clark's name much so far this morning. Loose puck, Aberdeen wins the draw, dumps it along the near boards. Hepper goes after that loose puck for the Cougars. And Sioux Falls providing some pressure, getting out there as well. Zen's fanned on a shot, or fanned on a pass perhaps, picked up here by Clark. Clark's a good little player for the Sioux Falls team as well. Along the far boards, Ian Zenz go after that loose puck. Out there just inside the blue line, picked up defensively. Puck goes back, trickles back behind the Aberdeen goal. Going back after that is Dabney, far side, picked up here by the Cougars. They skate out to center ice, overskating the puck with Zenz. Played back in that time by Sioux Falls at 11:42. Another whistle at the 11:42 mark. 4 shots on goal so far for Aberdeen, 1 so far for Sioux Falls. And the faceoff coming back in the Sioux Falls end to the left, of course, of Ian Battison. So it'll be Claymore facing off here against Sahle. S-A-H-L-E is how you say it, but it doesn't look that way. And it goes into the corner over there, of course. Hansen goes after that loose puck, kept alive by Aberdeen. The Cougars trying to get a consolation championship, comes out to Gehring. Gehring clears it away, long lead pass, too far that time. For, of course, number 3 on this team, which is Fornwald. He had a couple of goals yesterday, Dirk Fornwald did. Don't oftentimes hear the name Dirk at this age. 11:15, that's good though. Comes back out here, of course. Over there is Beavers, plays it over to Carter Hansen. Picked up that time by Claymore, and Aberdeen skating in, puts a shot on, shoots a little bit wide. Rebound comes way out, and then Danielson has to chase it down. Back in the Aberdeen end at 10:58 to go, period number 1. Scoreless hockey again. Nice to have you with us for the consolation championship. Comes off here. This is Shields, runs into his own player. Actually, that was Carroll's who runs into his own player. I beg your pardon, and that was Alberg. The loose puck along the far rail picked up here by Aberdeen. Comes over here to Danielson. Danielson whistles a shot that throws it up to the net. Doesn't quite make the spot. Neiman over the other side holds it in, dumps it in the corner. Sioux Falls gets on that loose puck, played it around the near boards over here. Danielson tries to hold the zone, couldn't do so. Picked up here, of course, by Shield. Don't put the S on there, but only at the beginning. Shield dumps it into the Sioux Falls zone. Loose puck picked up here, of course, and that's Neiman. Lost the handle, got it back, plays it in the neutral zone. Aberdeen trying to establish something here offensively. Here's Huff putting a shot on, blocked that time by Sioux Falls. Loose puck comes out in the neutral zone, picked up here, of course, by Aberdeen. Near side here, picked up, and of course that is by Grau. Plays it on to the Huff. Huff puts a shot on, kicked off the arm that time, and then they score on a rebound at 9:51 to give Aberdeen a 1-0 lead.
Pattison was stretched out about as far as he could, and he just couldn't stretch quite enough for that one.
And depending on how you call him, it's either Meyer. They called me out that yesterday. He was the one that got the goal off the rebound. And a good shot. The first initial shot was a very good one to generate that rebound to give Aberdeen a 1-0 lead.
All right. Mir, of course, had 20 goals on the year. He's only a freshman. He's one of the up-and-coming stars on this team. Dabney goes after that loose puck in the Sioux Falls zone. Comes back out here, shot on, they score again! And that time was just inside the blue line at 9:38 and left the floodgates open.
13 seconds later is now a 2-0 lead Was that Mir again? I believe it was.
I think you're right.
So
Well,
he's
one is great.
I was
One
thinking
is-
it was Livermore maybe from the
Livermont.
Livermont. Sorry, yep, Livermont. That's what I thought it was.
One is great, but 2 is even better.
Right, and a quick 2-0 lead for Sioux Falls, or excuse me, for Aberdeen, and Sioux Falls 2 has to take their time out here with 9:38 to go in the first period. And Sioux Falls 2, Coach Curtis Egan will be talking, and hey, it feels like it's only 8:20. It's 8:20 right now, but it's 9:20 actually because of, well, here the goal score. Yep, it is Mir. Livermont gets the assist. And Allberg will get the second assist, but Coach Egan trying to talk to his team, Coach Egan, and saying, we got to wake up. We got to be ready to go. And you played a good first 8 minutes, or good first 7 minutes, and then it turned into 2 quick goals. Then Aberdeen is now controlling this hockey game.
They are.
Only
right.
assist was to Brady Huff on the first goal, and Livermont and Allberg got the assist on the second goal.
All right.
Yeah, he's 1 goal away from a natural hat trick.
Yeah, isn't that kind of interesting? And, of course, Allberg on the faceoff at center ice. 2-0 Aberdeen with the lead. They get it over here to Huff off his stick that time. Picked up by Sioux Falls in their own zone. Here is Allberg. Puts a shot on. He had a man out front. In that case, Huff. Loose puck comes back to the point. Aberdeen holds the zone. They dumped in Livermont, getting an assist a moment ago deep in the slot. Couldn't get a backhander off that time. Of course, was Mir, and comes up here to Solly. Solly comes up with that puck. Nice pass out in the zone. And, of course, is Schramm into the Aberdeen zone. Lost the handle, and Mir goes back to get it there. He was kind of quiet in the first 2 games of the series, so he's lit it up with a couple of goals here this morning in the Consolation Championship. Aberdeen breaks it up ice for Allberg. Nice pass. Gets it over the blue line. Poke checked away. Gets it back here. Takes a little bump from behind by Carson. And, of course, that was Clark. And the loose puck far side as Sioux Falls gets it into the neutral zone. Picked up here, of course, by Ferguson for Aberdeen. Ferguson takes it back behind his own goal.
Jorgensen.
I'm sorry, Jorgensen. You're right. At 8:32, he wears 20. Picked up here, of course, by Gehring. His shot was broken up in traffic. Aberdeen clears it back to the neutral ice area. Picked up here by Hepper, lobs it into the corner. Goes off the far boards there. Going after that of Beavers and Hepper. Centering pass for Zenz, broken up by Sioux Falls. They'll break it up ice after getting a talking to from the coach, Gehring. Head it comes here, of course, to Solly. Centering pass, had a man there, but he couldn't come up with a loose puck as it turns out. And that, of course, was Dirk Fornwald. Loose puck along the far rail at 7:57 to go. First period action. And right now, Sioux Falls trailing 2-0 in this hockey game. Sioux Falls, or should say Aberdeen, clears it down the ice at 7:47 to go, period number 1. Nice crowd for this Consolation Championship. Third place game at 12:05 today. And, of course, the state varsity boys title game, Rushmore and Brookings, coming up at 3:05 this afternoon. John Winkler will have the call for both of those games. 7:47 to go. Face-off coming to the left of Hunstead in the Aberdeen zone. Picked up that time by Danielson. Takes it back behind his own net. Stick handles the puck. Lost it. Picked up by Raisler that time. Takes it back behind the Aberdeen goal. Neiman gets on it. Dumps it out here far side that time for Shield. Aberdeen holds his zone. Turns that time by Marcus Hawing. Into the far corner it goes. Shield goes after that loose puck as one of the Aberdeen, or should say Sioux Falls players, blows a tire. Picked up here, of course, by Aberdeen. And this is Danielson in over the line for Carrolls. Puts a shot on just inside the blue line. Wouldn't go. Neiman holds his zone, though. Looks for Shield in the corner, back to Carrolls. Carrolls centering pass. He had Claymore out there. Broken up nicely that time by the Flyers. Long lead pass that time for Raisler onto the stick, but Danielson gets to it in the Aberdeen zone. At 6:56 to go. 2-0 Aberdeen with the lead early in this hockey game. Loose puck out here. Picked up, of course, and that was off Kurgan. And here comes Aberdeen again. This is, again, Danielson for Carrolls. Can't quite get to it. And Treg Smoot goes after that loose puck near side. Sioux Falls gets on it out here. Carrolls keeps it in the zone. Picked up here by Alberg, and his shot was a little bit stopped that time by Patterson, picked up here by Neiman. Neiman in the neutral zone plays it back into the Sioux Falls zone, and of course back to get it over there will be MacArthur. MacArthur plays it in the neutral zone, looking here, of course, for Clark. Clark down the right side looking for a pass. I had a 2-on-1 also. Ponto put a shot on, but Hunstead makes the stop. Back in the neutral zone right now with it is Smig. Dumps it into the Aberdeen zone, and they play it ahead here with that loose puck, of course. Backhander that time. They play it in the zone for Alberg. Couldn't get to it. Schramm comes up, leaves it for a teammate. Now comes out here, of course, to Clark. Clark, a good player, gets knocked down, and it comes back into the Aberdeen zone, and Aberdeen will come up with it. This is Zens. Plays it around the boards. Look out here, long outlet pass there, if you will. Gets around the defender, backhammer. Patterson makes the stop. Another shot on goal, and Patterson gloves it. That was a nice effort that time by the Aberdeen player. That was Dabney. Dabney started the year on the first line, but then he was demoted, if you could put it that way, to lines 2 or 3. And I don't know if you could call that demoted. It's just that they change things around, coaches do, during the course of the year to get what they think will be the best combination. Hepper out front, lost it in the slot, though. Sioux Falls clears it away back in the neutral zone. Coming up with that puck, of course, is Dabney for Aberdeen. Then they get it out of the stick of Hepper. Hepper with the puck over the blue line, whistles a shot, kicked out that time nicely by Patterson, far side. Solly comes up with the puck, played it off the board. Aberdeen gets it back. They have a 2-0 lead in this hockey game. Take it into the corner this time. That's Livermont. Livermont on defense typically, looking out back behind the goal. Going after that is Shield. At 5:03, we have a quick whistle with a 2-0 hockey lead right now in this consolation championship for Aberdeen.
A penalty coming up to Aberdeen. An interference call. Or is it Sioux Falls? Looked like it was going to be Aberdeen, but it's going to be Sioux Falls. Easton Beavers is going to go for an interference at 5:03. So our first Pelican Power Sports power play of the hockey game.
And so the Aberdeen team right now in the power play this year, they were 21% connecting there, if you will, 456. Well down the list. So Aberdeen on the power play here. They'll try to hold the zone. Sioux Falls couldn't do it. Ponto with a shot up, kicked up in the air into the far corner. Claymore goes after it there. Comes back out to the point as Aberdeen holds the zone. They'd love to get a 3-0 lead here early in this contest. Already a 2-0 lead. Shot on. Patterson makes the stop. Comes out here, of course, to Shield. Back it goes to Carroll. Shield far side comes back out here. And that was Dabney. A shot on that's broken up. Shield goes after that loose puck. Aberdeen continues to hold the zone along the boards. Over there to Shield. Looks down low, of course, for Carrolls. And then Aberdeen gets, or should say Sioux Falls gets to it and clears it all the way down the ice. Grau has to go back to get it at 4:11. And, of course, 1:06 to go on the Aberdeen power play. Nice to have you with us today. And as we in the center ice area is Claymore. Pass right side. Maybe not quite looking for the pass that time. Was a Shield. Shield takes it back behind the Sioux Falls net, looks out here, goes back behind the net again, looking for a centering pass. That's where, of course, Gretzky made a living. And, of course, back here, Grau in the neutral zone as Sioux Falls clears it away. Sioux Falls made a quick change, and they almost got caught there. And the loose puck back behind the net. Picked up here, knocked down by Aberdeen. Gehring goes after that loose puck, picked up here. Sioux Falls plays it now to the neutral ice area. And still 26 seconds, they're down a man. This is Fornwald, lost the handle. Alberg comes back to help out defensively, picks it up, and they'll play it back behind their own net. 3:20 to go. And maybe time for one more rush at the net, Aberdeen, if they elect to do so, but only 10 seconds on the clock. They better hurry. Alberg gets it in the center ice area, in over the Sioux Falls blue line, looking for a little help there, takes it back behind the net, clears it back out to the point. Both teams now at full strength. Alberg gets the pass back on a give and go, so to speak, comes back out here, look down low for Huff. Huff with the puck out front, nobody home but Sioux Falls, and we have a quick whistle as the puck goes into the Sioux Falls bench. 2:52 to go in period number one. All right, now Aberdeen with that 2-0 lead. Nice to have you with us today, Jeff and John, and also Jim with you from the Shields Iceplex in Sioux Falls State Varsity Boys Hockey Tournament. Loose puck comes back out here, kept alive that time by the good folks at Coughlin. Shot on that time, gets broken up far side. Coughlin getting a little playing time now He's typically a defenseman on about the third line. Comes back out here. Sioux Falls breaks it up ice. Left side, they've got some good speed on this team. That's Ponto. Taken away that time nicely by Aberdeen. Huff gets it back in the neutral zone. Off his skate, picked up here, of course, by Clark. Clark's pass left side for Schramm, broken up that time by the Cougars. Picked up by Ponto, puts a shot on. That did find, I think, the goalie. A loose puck comes back out here. Ponto plays it. Sioux Falls knocks it down, or Aberdeen does, I beg your pardon. And they get it out here to Meir. M-Y-H-R-E. Of course, they had the skier, Phil Meir, way back when. That's how they said it. Some call it Myrie, whatever, if we're hopefully not wrong in either case. Picked up here by Jorgensen. Jorgensen with a long lead pass that time for Zenz, left side. Just over the Sioux Falls blue line comes Aberdeen. Dabney puts a shot on. Nobody home. Shot by Jorgensen. And Patterson comes way out top of the crease to make the stop at 1:46 of the period. 17-3 right now. Aberdeen leading in that department with shots on goal. 1:46 to play, period number 1.
This has been all Aberdeen.
It really
Bass
has
been really good, but it's been all Aberdeen.
It has been. Dabney comes back out here to Neiman. Neiman at his point looks out here. Sioux Falls gets the puck, plays it back in the neutral zone. Going back to get it is Danielson. Danielson, rink wide pass, comes onto the stick there of a teammate. This time it is Zenz. Gets sandwiched between two defenders, can't get it off. A shot comes back here to Hepper. Hepper looks out front. Sioux Falls tries to clear out of their own zone. And holding at that time was Danielson for the Cougars. Back to get it will be Trigg Smoot. Smoot plays it ahead. Neiman gets it in the neutral zone for Aberdeen. Plays it back here. Too far for Hepper. But then Hepper goes after that loose puck in the neutral zone. Over there, of course, Carter Hansen. And they'll clear it back of the blue line. Picked up here by Danielson. Long lead pass that time for Aberdeen for Carrolls with 1 minute to go. And Aberdeen's offside, moving to our left. So just under a minute to play, 2-0 Aberdeen. 17-3 shots on goal, as we mentioned a moment ago, in this hockey game. Oahe Sioux Falls 1 will play for the third place trophy, if you will. That'll be at 12:05 today. Then the championship at 3:05. They've really stretched it out. Shot on that time by Claymore. Save made by Patterson. Good hard shot that time. Loose puck picked up in the neutral zone by the Cougars. Goes left side with it is Shield. Shield plays it ahead, broken up that time by Gehring. Loose puck trickles in. Gehring goes after that loose puck in the Aberdeen zone, looking for a little help. He has Solly parked out front, can't get the puck to him nevertheless. Now Solly gets a shot off. That caroms wide, kept in by Carter Hansen with 26 seconds to play in the period. Comes back out front, neutral zone. Sioux Falls has to go back to retrieve it. Picked up by Beavers, hounded by Carrolls out there. Knocked down, Beavers goes, where's the puck? He finally gets it to a teammate. That, of course, is Solly for Gehring. And it's poke checked away that time by Aberdeen. Picked up by the Cougars. This is Alberg. Alberg puts a shot on. Patterson makes the stop. A loose puck back down there. And the loose puck, and we'll end the first period with Aberdeen dominating and leading at the end of the first period by a 2-0 score. Nice to have you with us today. KKQQ Brookings, also KSDR Watertown, and of course KCCR in Blunt, as well as on YouTube at GoCapitalCityRock.com.
Capital City Rock Sports on YouTube.
There we go. I may get it right sooner or later.
Right.
Another 100 years, I might have it.
There you go. You want to take a commercial break?
Let's take a commercial break.
All right, we'll be right back after this here on as Jeff said, Capital City Rock on KSDR, on KKQQ, and on YouTube at Capital City Rock Sports.
This moment of relief, brought to you by your local State Farm agent, who also brings relief with insurance for what you value most.
Call Becky Pottsaba at 605-224-4173 or Carrie Bauman at 605-224-1096. Winter's on its way out, and the hot summer months are almost here. Don't swelter in the heat again this year. Call Jason at Sunmasters in Pierre and get set to get those windows tinted to stay nice and cool this summer. Sunmasters can also repair that pesky chip in the glass, whether it be from a hockey puck or the usual rock. Jason and the crew will get you back on the road feeling comfortable in no time. Located at 1020 East Sioux Avenue in Pierre, give them a call at 605-224-6102. Sunmasters in Pierre. The Field House in Pierre is the perfect place to sit back and watch the state hockey tournament with friends and family. The Field House with a full bar gives you that feeling like you're at the game without having to leave town, with a selection of your favorite concession-type food, and who doesn't love some pizza? There's free popcorn, peanuts, and Gardettos to complement any of your snack cravings while enjoying the games on one of the many big screen TVs. The Field House, 2013 Eastgate Avenue in Pierre. Your place for the game this weekend. Go Caps!
How you move matters. Avera Orthopedics helps you move freely and live life to the fullest with innovative treatment options customized to your bone, muscle, and joint needs. Whether you suffer from aches, breaks, tears, or dislocations, turn to the orthopedic team experienced in treating every body. Learn more at avera.org/orthopedics.
Insurance. We all need it to protect our homes, health, businesses, and belongings. But having adequate coverage is just the beginning. You also need the support of professionals who stand by your side to protect what's important to you. Fisher Rounds & Associates combines the coverage you want with the commitment you need. Fisher Rounds & Associates. At your service, at your side. With offices in Pierre, Mitchell, Watertown, Sioux Falls, and Rapid City.
As we welcome you back here and as we continue or get into our first intermission report, brought to you by the University of Jamestown, where your success is our tradition. John Winkler alongside Jeff Anderson and Jim Lloyd as we are in the first intermission, and it has been all Aberdeen so far, Jim.
It has been all Aberdeen, and Sioux Falls just not been able to get anything going, and the shots that they have had, which is 4 shots, they haven't even been good shots. Aberdeen is in the passing lanes and really doing a nice job against this Sioux Falls 2 team. Yeah,
it's Patterson's going, gee, that's not so hot, and Hunstead's going, yeah, I kind of like this situation. 19-14 shots on goal, so vastly, of course, different. The goals by Aberdeen in that first period, Mir with Hupp assisting at 9:57, breaking a scoreless tie. And then Mir again, and that was just, 13 seconds later. And, of course, Livermont and Olberg assisting as well. So Aberdeen struck a couple of quick goals right there, and they've made it stand up 2-0 right now. Just one penalty in that first period. And, of course, that was Sioux Falls 2, Beavers 2 minutes for interference at 5:03. They killed that off without any problem. So 2-0 Aberdeen in this consolation championship after one period of play. We've talked about power plays, the Pelican Power Sports power play. Didn't get that on earlier when we were talking in this particular period, but to talk about where they've at, because that's a pretty neat deal so far.
Yeah, so, and we've tried to mention it quite a bit, but we haven't fully on every single game, but every power play goal that's scored is $15 donated from Pelican Power Sports to Feeding South Dakota. So from last weekend and this weekend, every power play goal is helping out. Every team that's playing in this tournament, every time they score a power play goal, is helping out a good cause in Feeding South Dakota. And right now we've gotten 30 power play goals through 19 full games into our 20th game right now. And so Pelican Power Sports right now is donating $450 to Feeding South Dakota.
Pelican Power Sports is happy to do that.
Is happy to do that. And you know this firsthand, correct?
Yes, I do. As a matter of fact, I'm the owner and operator of Pelican Power Sports.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you are.
And no, we're glad to be a part of this tournament and donate some money to a good cause, feeding South Dakota.
Yeah, it is such a it's cool to have something like that, especially because you make this tournament, and of course everybody's wanting to play against each other and wanting to beat everybody, but both teams are going for a good cause, whether they realize it every time they score a power play goal or not. They probably don't, but every power play goal is, if you're a fan of hockey, you're kind of cheering, or a fan of good causes, you're cheering for a power play goal every time a team gets it, even if it's against your team.
And Jim's going, oh, not another one.
No, that's that was the agreement that we had, and it's good. You know, you can give give to something outside of hockey, of course, and every team has a little play in that. So Pelican Power Sports is just happy to be on board for last weekend with the girls tournament and, of course, the boys tournament here.
Well, when you look at the South Dakota Amateur Hockey Association, they do a lot of good, not just at the hockey rink and for the sport, but they do a lot in their communities. And I think that really says a lot about this parent-run organization.
Yeah, all these parents in every organization work countless hours to make these associations click. And of course, the tournaments is above and beyond that also. So, yeah, it's a volunteer. Most of these organizations are run on volunteers, and that's what makes it happen.
Yeah, it really does. We talked a little bit about this just amongst ourselves a couple of nights ago, talking about would hockey ever become a state sport, a high school sport? I don't know that it ever will. I think it'd be a pretty tough thing to do, don't you? Both of you?
I think so, because of all the work that goes into it, and obviously that would make less volunteers and there'd be more workers that probably get paid for it, but there's a lot that goes into hockey outside of just the game. To keep a court looking nice, a field is usually run by the city, and obviously something like this is maybe owned by the city or whatever it might be, but there's just a lot more of keeping the ice fresh and the ice right for a hockey game compared to a basketball court where you lay the court down every year or so or 2 years, you wax the court and make it shiny again and make it look good, and then you just run a mop over it. It's not run a Zamboni over ice is not like run a mop over a basketball court.
Yeah.
There's a lot more maintenance that goes into the game, especially the glass that could potentially break and cause problems as well.
And I think a lot of organizations at this point, they're so well established when you start saying, oh, well, maybe it'd be a school sport, and many organizations would say, why do we want to do that?
Yeah,
because they're very well established and running quite well.
Well, and we're celebrating 50 years this year?
Yeah, it's hard to believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you look at like the White Capitals, they've been going for about 23 years now, being the 1999 year that they got started. So they've been going on for quite some time, as they weren't originally around when it first started. But you look at Brandon Valley, who's scheduled to have a varsity team next year for the first year ever. Yankton is the youngest team right now in the league because they just started varsity hockey about 4 years ago, maybe 5 years ago. So this is still, and Sioux Center obviously joining in with I think they used to have one in Fremont, Nebraska too.
Okay.
But the amount of teams that you have are continuing to grow a little bit more, and that's what you like to see. And you hope by the next 50 years that there's not just 12 teams in varsity hockey. There's going to be more associations joining in the varsity hockey ranks.
It's weird. It's hard to think that there's actually 50 years. We go around the state and we sit in these nice arenas like we are today at the Iceplex. And 50 years ago, even 40 years ago, I wonder where the hockey was being played.
Yeah.
Probably
on the Big Sioux River.
Yep, or in a park someplace that had some boards that probably some volunteers put together.
Yeah, yeah.
So, South Dakota Amateur Hockey Association, I think, is continually moving forward, and boy, they've come a long ways, and it just gets better and better all the time.
It really is a unique situation, and I don't necessarily like the word unique, but I think that fits there when you have a parent-run organization. Is how many years it has been run and how well it has gone. But you really have to be committed to it if you're a parent or if you're somebody that's interested in hockey.
Well, and we talked about just the short times that we've been broadcasting and so forth together, how the hockey has changed. Even in the last 5 years, how much better the hockey has gotten and the players have gotten. Now these teams have two good quality goalies. They have freshmen on teams that are playing quality minutes at the varsity level and all the way up through. And when you start looking at like all-state teams and some of those, you're going to make a first-team All-State, second-team All-State, but you're missing really good quality kids just because there's so many kids. You can't name them all.
Yeah, it gets harder and harder to choose the All-State team every year because
I don't know how you do it.
A lot of really good talent.
Yeah, I agree. Well, it's 2-0 Aberdeen leading in this consolation championship right now over Sioux Falls 2. Let's take a commercial break, and we'll come back with more in just a moment.
Right here on Capital City Rock, on KSTR, on KKQQ, and you're watching on YouTube at Capital City Rock Sports.
Ranky Gray Wealth Management, a place where achieving success can only come from working together. We believe in deep, meaningful relationships that will last generations. Investments change, family situations change. At Ranky Gray Wealth Management, we want to help you navigate these changes because our commitment to you won't change. Let's work together on creating your financial plan for your financial freedom. Call Ranky Gray Wealth Management at 224-5959 or visit us at rankygray.com.
Securities offered through LPL Financial. Member FIRNA SIPC. Investment advice offered through GWM Advisors. A registered investment advisor. GWM and Ranky Gray Wealth Management are separate entities from LPL Financial.
A lot goes into taking care of your property. You need equipment with more durability, versatility, and #1 rated reliability built in, like Kubota compact tractors that can do it all right, Z-Series mowers that deliver a quality cut, and the Sidekick utility vehicle built for hard work and fun at 40 miles per hour. Kubota equipment lives up to the highest standards. Yours. Visit your local dealer today.
Please contact one of your South Dakota Kubota dealers today.
Owyhee Federal Credit Union's recreational loan special is in full swing with rates as low as 2.25% APR and terms as long as 15 years. Now is your chance to get into that new or used boat, jet ski, camper, motorcycle, UTV, or ATV you've been dreaming about. Apply online or stop in at 221 East Pleasant Drive in Pierre and let the girls at Owyhee Federal Credit Union make that dream a reality.
Owyhee Federal Credit Union.
When you're in the need for high-quality replacement auto parts, look no further than Zander Auto Parts and Machine Shop in Pierre. Zander's has been servicing the Pierre area for over 40 years. Their professional parts techs can get you the parts you need and get you back on the road. Stop by Zander Auto Parts and Machine Shop at 500 West Sioux in Pierre or call 224-9221. Zander's, your source for domestic and foreign auto parts and accessories.
The Ram Coda in Aberdeen has everything for business travel needs. We have meeting and banquet spaces to host your event with a restaurant and lounge on site. For the leisure times or the fun business meetings, the Ram Coda is located next to 2 golf courses. The Ram Coda has a full hot continental breakfast so you don't have to leave the comfort of the building. And don't forget to use your Best Western rewards at our pet-friendly establishment. The Ram Coda in Aberdeen, 1400 8th Avenue Northwest. Call 605-229-4040 to make your reservation today. As we welcome you back here and getting set for the second period between the Aberdeen Cougars and the Sioux Falls 2 Flyers. John Winkler alongside Jeff Anderson and Jim Lloyd, as it is a 2-0 lead for the Aberdeen Cougars. Both teams will be on their way out here shortly, waiting for the referees. Here come the referees out to the ice. Don't forget, though, coming up here after this game, we will talk to our player of the game in our post-game show, and also we'll have for you the second game of 3 today, which is the third-place game between the Owyhee Capitals and the Sioux Falls 1 Flyers. And then the final game at 3:05 be Rushmore and Brookings. So depending on how this game ends or when this game ends, we might have ourselves a lengthy break, maybe 45 minutes worth of a break, 30 to 45 minutes. So you'd hang tight on Capital City Rock, KSTR, and on KKQQ. And if you're on YouTube, maybe go back and maybe quickly watch a little bit of the games prior to this one, and you can fill yourself in if you're joining us today of what happened in those games prior to this morning and this afternoon.
Yeah, that's the fun part. The fun part also has been, of course, naming a player of the game. We've had a lot of fun with that so far in this tournament, so that's been great. When we get second period action started here, Sioux Falls will be defending the goal to our right. Obviously, Aberdeen the goal to our left. Somebody, of course, let us know that it's Myre, M-Y-H-R-E, so I appreciate that. That's good. We'll see if we can get that stretched out and get that corrected. So Myre for the Aberdeen Cougars. He's only, of course, a freshman. He's scored 22 goals so far this year. He's going to be a fun kid to watch. We look forward to that. Aberdeen already set to go with this second period. Hunstead getting stretched out between the pipes and Sioux Falls huddling around theirs, and we'll be set to go. Jeff and John and also Jim, we're glad to have you with us from the Shields Iceplex for this consolation championship. And we got a nice crowd here for this time of day because we started at about 9:10 this morning. We dropped the puck with the second period action underway, and of course Clark goes after that puck in the Aberdeen zone. Danielson gets to it. Plays it, of course, Schramm starting on this line, back in the neutral zone, going after that loose puck, and Shield gets on it. Takes it in the corner, looking for a centering pass. He had Claymore there. Now Neiman puts a shot out. It actually turned out to be a pass. Over here to Danielson, looking and shot right on that time, and making the stop, of course, is the goalie, Ian Patterson. Patterson, of course, a junior. He goes to Lincoln High School. 1637.
Both goalies will be back, whether they're on Sioux Falls 2 or Sioux Falls 1 will be, we'll see what happens, but they both are eligible to return for another year, and Langston's only a sophomore.
Yeah, so that's good. Smoot goes after that puck in the Sioux Falls zone, comes out here, and Ponto jumps on it, gets it out in the neutral ice area as, of course, Sioux Falls moving from our right to left. Back in the Aberdeen zone, though, Claymore comes back, takes that puck away, gets it over here for Shield. Shield back to Claymore along the near boards. They battle for the loose puck. Schramm is over there as well. And we have a quick whistle at 16:11, just underway with second period action.
High sticking call.
High stick
against Carson Clark. So another Pelican Power Sports power play. And Aberdeen is going to try and get that total up to $465 for Pelican Power Sports to donate to Feeding South Dakota. And if you left for the intermission and came back on a Capital City Rock on YouTube, or if you're on the radio anywhere, every power play goal is $15 donated to Feeding South Dakota from Pelican Power Sports.
Livermont back at the blue line. He gave it over to Grau, and Grau just flat out fanned on it. Comes back to Myrie. Back it comes here, of course, near side for Livermont from Grau. They played ahead. Aberdeen now on the attack, and of course on the power play as well. 21% success rate there this year. Goes into the corner that time for Grau, looking for Alberg out front. Couldn't quite get to that puck. Livermont dumps it back ahead for Alberg, and then Sioux Falls gets it and shoots it all the way down the ice, right on goal, and the save is made by Hunstead. That means he can't quite fall asleep. Left side here to Alberg. Well, you only had 4 shots in the first period. Alberg, Huff is out there right now, and a shot that comes wide, and we have a whistle at 15-17 with 1:06 to go on the Aberdeen power play. And let's see, as far as 76% penalty kill on the year for Sioux Falls 2. And that doesn't rank up there high. It's 6th in the league it was this year. 15-17 off the face-off. Claymore. Aberdeen controls it. Back over here comes to Coughlin. Coughlin comes a rink wide pass. Shot on again. A little bit off the mark. Back down there is Shield looking out here. Gets a return pass back in the left corner. Looks out front. Smoot among the defenders out there. Goes in the corner as they do a little rotating. They had a man out front. And a Sioux Falls player and, of course, an Aberdeen player go into the net, knock it off its moorings. That was Coughlin at 14:56, so we'll have to get everything all squared away.
And I don't know.
Patterson had some company in the net. He wasn't supposed to be in there. Patterson's very slow to get up, but I think he's fine.
He took a pretty good hit, though.
We've had a lot of the nets getting knocked off its moorings this weekend. It's just kind of funny how that works.
Patterson, I don't know if he made the save or not, but it was a beauty of a play for Patterson. But he was slow to get up. He's getting himself worked back out. He's going to try and stretch it out a little bit before we get back to the game. But he seems to be okay and ready to go.
Who said this isn't a contact sport also for the goalie?
That goalie position can be a rough game once in a while.
It really can.
Well, they're always caught. It's almost like a quarterback. You know, they get caught in compromising positions, and sometimes they take a hit and don't see it coming.
Face-off coming outside the Sioux Falls 2 zone in the neutral ice area just outside the Sioux Falls blue line. Schramm facing off here against Claymore, picked up here by Coughlin. Aberdeen takes it down with a backhander into the zone. Back to get it, of course, for them will be Olsen. Back out here, clears it all the way down the ice. Of course, Aberdeen still on the power play for another 30 seconds to go here. Coughlin comes up with a puck deep in his own zone. He'll escape with a puck along the near rail. Rink wide pass that time onto the stick of a teammate. That was a shot that time. That was Carroll's who hit it, of course, off the backboard. Hit it a little bit wide. 14:25 to go in the second period. 2-0 Aberdeen with the lead right now. Centering pass that time, shot on, they score. Power play goal with 8 seconds to go. So Aberdeen grabs a 3-0 lead. That was a power play goal for the Cougars.
Another $15 donated to Feeding South Dakota.
Yes, 14:19 the time.
And it looks like Jacob Shields the one that got it for Aberdeen, as he was standing in front of the nets and was able to just stuff in that rebound.
12th goal of the year for Shield. Well, he had 11 during the regular season. He has at least 12 now. And 3-0 Aberdeen in this consolation championship. Dabney on the face-off circle there. Gets it over that to Carter Hansen. As Sioux Falls plays it in the Aberdeen zone. Neiman goes after that loose puck against Keegan Clancy. Comes out to the point and lost the footing. But it's picked up here by Aberdeen in the neutral zone. Sioux Falls gets on it. And Claymore, I think, gets an assist on that. Chen is out there right now for Sioux Falls 2. Loose puck as Aberdeen now stretched their lead to 3-0. That time it was a little bit far for Hepper, trying to get it over that time to Alberg. Couldn't quite do so. Loose puck in the neutral zone. Picking it up, of course, Danielson. Good little stick handler. Gets it over the blue line. Puts a shot on it. Karam's a little bit wide. 13:35 to go with the period. Neiman gets it along the near boards, deep in the Sioux Falls zone, working against Carter Hansen. And also down there, Dirk Fornwald. Loose puck as they put it up against the boards. Myrie gets in there, comes up with that puck. Looks for a backhander. They almost had a shot there. Patterson makes the stop. A little pushing and shoving, and makes the stop. It looked like for a moment there that puck got up in the air. It might go over Patterson, and Aberdeen might have a 4-0 lead, but it turns out it's 3-0 with 13:18 to go in this second period.
Shield gets the power play goal. Mason Carrolls and Casey Claymore, the 2 assists on that power play goal for Aberdeen.
Okay, good to know. So that's a good line. That's their top line on this Aberdeen team, and the loose puck in the neutral zone picked up here by Sioux Falls. Haven't generated much in the way of offense, only 5 shots on goal. Solly gets it into the Aberdeen area, and of course Gehring goes after that loose puck far rail over there. Kept in by Sioux Falls, shot out front, broken up that time in traffic. Loose puck, Carter Hansen dumps it in, and Myrie goes after that loose puck, and we have a whistle. Aberdeen may have been offside there. And 12:51.
We have a broken stick, Dirk Fornwald.
Oh, yeah.
He broke his stick prior to it slamming on the ice. It was already broken. He just finished the job. So he has to go to hockey headquarters after this game is over with.
Not far from here. They do a great job. That's a great store. I love that place.
He may wait for a couple of weeks to go get it, though, with the season being done after today.
That's true. Comes out here, of course, Grau leaves it now for Carroll. Carroll's gives it now for, in turn, Claymore. Carroll's, Claymore, and Shield on that line. A lot of S's. And it comes back here in the neutral zone, picked up by Aberdeen. Aberdeen with a puck in their own zone, leading 3-0 in this consolation championship. Onto the stick of Shields. Shields with a puck in over the Sioux Falls blue line. Backhander that time. Nice little pass. Gets it to Claymore. Shot on that time. Save made by, of course, Ian Patterson. 12:19 to go in this second period.
Sioux Falls needs some kind of offense here. Just 6 shots in the game, just 2 in this period. They need some kind of offense because this game's quickly getting away from them and could get out of hand here shortly.
You can't just go through the motions in hockey, can you? And sometimes just feel like you're doing that just a little bit. And it comes outlet pass here, breakout pass onto the stick of Ponto. He can make things go, dumps it in the corner, but his winger wasn't quite with him that time. Loose puck in the corner over there, and of course you have Grau going after that loose puck. Schramm is over there as well, giving me back out to Smoot just inside the blue line. His pass was actually blocked, broken up, and of course getting to it that time was Grau. Grau works against Schramm, works it across the line, and of course into the Sioux Falls zone. That's Carroll's. Carroll, and of course Carroll's lost it, and it's picked up here by Schramm down the right side. Another whistle from the officials at 11:40 to go in the period.
Elbow is called against Aberdeen. And I believe it's Carroll's that is going to get the elbow. So our first Pelican Power Sports power play of the day for Sioux Falls 2.
They need to capitalize on this. They need to get this thing within 2. And we consider 2 goals striking distance. That's where they need to work for right now.
All right, so face-off coming to the left of Hunstead in the Aberdeen zone. Carrolls goes off, 2 minutes for the elbow. Schramm working down there in the face-off circle. And Alberg gets it back to Smoot as they go on the attack. Right now, of course, 26% power play success rate this year. Here's Myrie, puts a shot on, although a shorthanded that would have been. He gets it into the Sioux Falls zone at 11:21 to go in the period. Back in the neutral zone, this is Fornwald. 2 goals yesterday. Dumps it, plays it back behind the Aberdeen net. Comes out here, of course, to Schramm. Schramm on the attack, on the power play. Comes back over here, right side, comes back to Smoot. Smoot left side with it, comes to Schramm. Schramm with the puck, actually was Gehring. Beg your pardon, shot it broken up in traffic. Loose puck comes back in the neutral zone. And Schramm, not Schramm, but picked up here by Ponto. Ponto, P-O-N-T-O, looks for it, leaves it now for Gehring. Comes back here, cross ice pass, shot on, that's broken up in traffic, comes out here near side. Weak side comes out here to Gehring. Gehring with the puck, leaves it for Schramm. Skating in, puts a shot on. Tried to use an Aberdeen player for a shield. He goes down, loose puck. Hunstead is there to make the stop. Puck comes back again. They look for a wraparound and they get it. They get it that time. I think it's Ponto. Gets the wraparound at 10:23. A power play goal with still 43 seconds on the clock.
Sioux Falls just staying with that in front of the net. And that puck came loose about 2 or 3 times. And they finally found it. Getting this one within striking distance, down by 2.
What an effort there by the Sioux Falls 2 power play unit to get another power play goal.
Off the face-off, so Ponto comes up with the goal. Let's see, for him this year, I'm not quite sure how many he has. Ponto. Unassisted for Ponto. Ponto, of course, is a junior, goes to Washington High School. And a shot here. They score! Aberdeen gets it right back at 10:04. So 19 seconds later, and the Cougars light the lamp to make it a 4-1 game again at 10:04 of the second period. That's 3 pretty quick goals in about a span of 4 minutes.
Mason Carrolls rings it off the pipe and in. And Sioux Falls 2, they had that goal to get the momentum, and Aberdeen stole it right back from them.
That was a bullet.
That was a bullet, is right. And of course, off the face-off, Claymore dumps it back into the Sioux Falls zone. Raisler goes after that, played by Carter Hansen. Far corner, unassisted that time for Carrolls at 9:50, and Aberdeen increases their lead to 4-1. Loose puck goes into the Aberdeen bench. So, of course, we'll have a face-off coming up here with 9:46 to go in the second period. Nice Sunday morning crowd for this Consolation Championship. We're glad to have you with us.
First
Jeff
of 3.
And Jim and John.
First of the last of 3.
Yeah, there you go.
22 games in 2 weekends.
That's pretty good.
All right here on Capital City Rock, KSTR, KSCCR FM Blunt, KSDR Watertown, KKQQ Brookings, and on YouTube at Capital City Rock Sports.
Easy for you to say. Picked up here by Ponto over the blue line, and Sioux Falls offside.
Got to get the legal IDs in there.
We really do at 10:03 on a Sunday morning. By the way, yesterday at this time was 9:03. Now, of course, 10:03. So if you have relatives in Arizona, they're now 2 hours behind you.
Right, they didn't change. They had a good night's sleep last night.
Yeah, they really
Nobody
did.
else did.
Yeah. Aberdeen going back, and of course it is Carson Clark. He wears number 9. Sioux Falls trying to put some pressure on in the Aberdeen zone, far side over there. Comes back out. They hold the zone. Sioux Falls shot right on, got to the goalie Hunstead, who made the stop. They had a couple of Sioux Falls 2's players looking for a rebound, maybe a garbage goal, but he didn't give it up. So 4-1, if you just joined us, 27-11. Shots favoring Aberdeen. They lead on the scoreboard as well. Dabney is out there in the face-off circle against Clark, left of Hunstead. Aberdeen zone, they'll clear it into the Sioux Falls zone. Going back to get it will be Olsen. Olsen will play it back behind his own net, now stops, puts on the brakes, reverses his field. Back it comes to Clark. in neutral ice area. He's got Ponto to his right. He goes down. Ponto goes after that loose puck, and we have a whistle at 8:53 of the second period. Another game today. That'll, of course, be the third place game. Owyhee Sioux Falls 1. That'll be coming up at 12:05 today. And then the championship with Brookings and Rushmore coming up at 3:05 this afternoon. They've really stretched it out here.
Grau gets a penalty for a rough on that hit on Ponto, so it'll be the second power play upcoming for the Sioux Falls 2 Flyers.
All right, at 8:52, Grau. 8:52, so Sioux Falls 2 goes on the power play. Again, they have the puck just inside the blue line. Of course, that's Smig. Leaves it out here for Schramm, lost the handle. Comes back over here. That's for Gehring. Shot by Smig right out front. Oh, he hit an Aberdeen player. He took it right off the shoulder, and that was Coughlin, and he gets out to the box quickly. He is in some pain as he really took it a shot in the shoulder at 8:22.
There's a couple little gaps there right up there by the bicep, and I bet you that's where it got him.
Oh, yeah, he's in pain. I think he'll be okay, but
it'll only sting for just a little while.
Yeah.
Won't miss a shift.
Nope.
Probably not. He'll be maybe black and blue tomorrow. 8:22, maybe that's just for us that are a little bit older.
Looks like he's already doing better. We do have somebody looking at him.
Yes,
they're going to roll up the sleeve anyway.
Yeah, I think that's not a bad idea. Picked up here by Sioux Falls. They're on the power play.
And just like that, the gloves are back on. He's ready for the next shift.
Yeah, they are. Well, you got to be tough to play hockey. Picked up here by Schramm. Schramm plays it ahead now, too far for a teammate over there on the right side. Got a little bit standing around almost, it looked like. And, of course, Myrie goes after that loose puck back in the Aberdeen zone. A loose puck picked up here by Schramm, clears away just in front of his net. Long pass that time for Dirk Fornwald. He couldn't catch up with it. That's 7:48. Still 55 seconds to go on the power play. Sioux Falls 2 down 4-1 in this hockey game. Grau right now is in the penalty box for Aberdeen.
Sioux Falls 2 already 1 for 1 in the power play.
Yes, they are. Face-off coming up here. Near side for Solly. Gets off his stick actually, and comes off to Neiman. Clark is there for Sioux Falls. Halling is out there, taken away that time from Carter. Shot on that time by Carrolls, wouldn't quite do it. Did a nice little pocket pick, but he couldn't get the puck in the net. So Aberdeen has it in their own. That would have been a shorthanded goal. Those are so cool. I think that's one of the cool things about hockey. Shorthanded goals.
It's almost a free goal, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is. Puck comes back out here. Halling is out there, picked up right here. This is, of course, Clark just over the Aberdeen blue line. Lost the handle, poked away. Halling gets it. And now, of course, to Carter Hansen. Cross ice, backhanded pass that time for Beavers. Onto the stick of Solly. Goes over the blue line, and guess what? Sioux Falls 2's offside again. At 6:58 to go in this period. 4-1 if you just joined us on this consolation championship game.
You mentioned that the shorthand goal is like a free goal, and when you really think about it, the worst you do is go even on a shorthanded chance or on a penalty kill because you score a goal. Well, the worst that happens is they score a goal and that's all that happens, and it's 1-1. So you become a little bit maybe more free if you get a shorthanded goal.
Yeah, it's certainly a bonus, that's for sure.
Keegan Clancy, Chan out there right now, but picked up here. This is Livermont. Whistles a shot, and reaching out and making the save is, of course, Ian Pattison. Pattison, by the way, if you look at Pattison, he has the glove on the right hand. Most goalies have it on the left, but it depends what, so you're right-handed or left-handed.
He might be the only goalie in the state that's got a right-hand glove. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and a loose puck there. Shot on by Alberg. He hit the back, went over the top of the net that time. And that's nothing wrong, and that's what however you feel comfortable with, whether you have the glove in the right hand or the left hand. I would imagine it comes down to your preference if you're right-handed or left-handed.
It's the same way with the stick. It's how when you're younger, it's how you pick it up.
Yep, that's right. I found out that I might be right-handed and everything, but not when it comes to hockey sticks. I'm a lefty. 6:14 to go. Thanks to the folks out there at hockey headquarters. I found that out the other day. Comes out here, of course. This is Clancy. Clancy takes it away, back behind the goal, skating around here, looks back out for Smoot, holds his own shot, goes high off the rail, comes out there, of course, for Olsen. Plays it back behind the net. Aberdeen net picked up by Clancy. Both teams at full strength right now. Picked up here, of course, by the Sioux Falls 2 Flyers. This is Olsen. Goes to a teammate over there in the right wing. Poke checked away that time by Aberdeen. Out, and Smoot gathers it in the neutral zone for Sioux Falls 2. Takes it over the blue line. 3-on-2 if they hurry, but he didn't really hurry. Shot on. Kicked out that time by Hunstead. A loose puck comes back out here to Chan. Chan plays it back in the corner, but Aberdeen knocks it down, and we have a quick whistle right in front of the Sioux Falls bench. 5:27 to go, period number 2, consolation championship 4-1 with Sioux Falls trailing Aberdeen. We'll have a face-off coming in the Aberdeen zone.
They played by a high stick, so face-off stays in that the Aberdeen zone.
Schramm will face off here, goes down there against Dabney, I do believe. And let's see, puck along the near rail there. They bunch it up along the boards, picked up by Schramm, puts a shot on. That was a little bit wide of the mark, picked up here by Hepper. Hepper is a good look. He's a long, lean young man. Comes out here, of course, that time for looking out there was Hepper, tried to stuff it in that time after the pass from Zenz. 5:04 to go. Sioux Falls will play it back behind their own net, plays it high off the near rail, comes out here, picked up by Demon. He plays it back in. As Carter Hansing goes after that loose puck shot by Zenz, couldn't get anything on it. Loose puck picked up here by Neiman. Neiman jumps over a player. As a matter of fact, that was Ponto to dump it into the corner. Coming back out there, of course, Sioux Falls trying to clear it out, and they will break it up. Well, will they? They stop here real quick, play it back near side. That can be a dangerous pass, but they get it out in the neutral zone, picked up here by Danielson. Danielson plays it back to the blue line, picked up here in the neutral zone by Sioux Falls 2. Taking a check that time was Clark. Stays with the puck nevertheless, picked up by Schramm, plays it all the way back to his blue line. That, of course, is Carter Hansen. Near side comes out here onto the stick that time of Neiman. Couldn't get to it. Ponto does and puts a shot on a bullet that carries wide. Loose puck out here. Schramm puts it out there, but it's blocked by Aberdeen. Loose puck trickles into the neutral zone. Picked up here. Here's Carrolls playing his last game today. Nice pass over there. He had Claymore. Those two play very well together. Couple of unselfish players looking for a backhander. That time couldn't get it off. Shields on this line as well. Comes back out to the point, played by Neiman. That comes over here for Danielson. I like this Aberdeen team, but I like this Sioux Falls team too. I think they're going to be fun to watch over the next couple of years. Of course, Sioux Falls will probably become Sioux Falls 1 next year. 3:35 to go. Neiman plays it in the corner. Back to get it will be, of course, Hansen. Plays it far rail over there, getting it out there. And, of course, this is Clark. Carson Clark, and with the puck right now, he's a junior. Plays it into the neutral zone, knocked down by Aberdeen. This is Shield now, and we have a whistle at 3:16 to go in the second period. 12:05 today, we'll have the third place game. That will be Owyhee playing Sioux Falls 1. And then, of course, it's Rushmore and Brookings. I wonder if we'll have a packed house for that. I wouldn't be surprised. And, of course, Alberg just over the blue line of Sioux Falls and neutral zone. Sioux Falls won the draw, though. That was Fornwald. Comes left side with it that time. Solly, loose puck in traffic. Cleared away by Aberdeen. They really clogged the middle that time. Puck comes out here, of course, from Myrie. Myrie over the blue line. He puts a bullet on. See, I changed his name because Myrie's how you're supposed to say it. He hasn't scored a goal since. Hasn't touched the puck hardly at all since. Pass away, comes over here to Gehring. Gehring with the puck at the blue line. Comes out front here. Loose puck, a one-timer, a shot, the bullet that carries wide. Comes back out here, the rebound way back in the neutral zone. Gehring tries to get it, and Huff was right there. Loose puck picked up here by Alberg. Plays it across the line, 2:29 to play. Back out here, it comes now to Fornwald. Poked away that time by Aberdeen. Near side comes out here to Olsen. Aberdeen has the puck in their own zone. 2:19 to play, period number 2. Pass comes out here, actually, and back into the Sioux Falls 2 zone. It is Olsen. Nick has to go back to get it for the Sioux Falls 2 Flyers. 4-1 Aberdeen. They've kind of bunched it up, but Aberdeen got the first 3 goals of this game. 2 in the first period, 2 more here in the second. Sioux Falls 1 lone goal by Ponto. Face-off coming here. Dabney facing off for Aberdeen. And was working down there against Fornwald. Loose puck here. Zenz across the line for Aberdeen, but he gets displaced from the puck. Loose puck along the near boards there. Ponto is there, picked up by Hansen. Turns and gets it over here for Ponto, picked up by Zenz, skating in, puts a shot on, he scores! Zenz makes it a 5-1 game, scoring for Aberdeen. He made that look rather easy.
Well, what moves by Philip Zenz to make that happen? He made it look easy, but that is a difficult hand-eye coordination dangling move by Philip Zenz.
And for Zen's ninth goal of the year, he's just a junior, 6 assists, and Aberdeen's opened up a 5-1 lead here with 1:52 to go. Second period of this consolation championship. Off the face-off, there was Dabney, plays it back into the Sioux Falls zone. Livermont. I love that kid's name too. And let's see, Livermont has a couple of assists today as we talk about players of the game. And 1:30 to go in the second period. I'm always thinking about that. Loose puck in the neutral zone. We've had a lot of fun with that, both the girls last weekend and the boys this weekend. That's been well received. Puck goes way up in the air, kind of like a fly ball. An infield fly almost in a sense, and it comes out here right in front of the Sioux Falls 2 bench. Picked up here, of course, by the Flyers in the neutral zone. The left side comes on to Ponto. Ponto overskates the puck. Dabney dumps it right in and right on goal, as it turns out. And with just under a minute to play in the period, and, of course, the save made by Pattison. No R there, Pattison. I'm not sure what that is, but comes out here for, of course, them, and they get it in the neutral zone. The loose puck there. That was a nice job by Clark. Loses it, picked up here by Claymore, dumps it into the corner. Claymore takes it off the low corner, comes back out here, but lost the puck. Didn't go with him. Comes back in the neutral zone. Aberdeen has the puck right now. Aberdeen plays it ahead, couldn't get it to Punto, but now he does. Gathers it in, knocked away from behind by Claymore. Plays it, and we have a whistle stopping play with 21 seconds left in the period.
And Ponto's going to get called for a cross check. So he will head of the box for 2 minutes or less. He'll probably start the third period in the penalty box at least.
Their third penalty. That comes with 21 seconds to play.
Aberdeen 1 for 2 on the Pelican Power Sports power play right now.
All right, so face-off coming to the right of Pattison, and it'll be Alberg facing off here against Sioux Falls. 2, and they break up Gehring down the right side. Has a man right there, Thornwald, who had 2 goals yesterday, but he couldn't put the puck in the net that time. With 6 seconds to play, Aberdeen comes up with the puck. They'll play it ahead. Alberg neutral zone looking for Myrie as the horn sounds, ending period number 2. Aberdeen comfortably in front. 5-1, they have outshot Sioux Falls 2, 30-12 so far in this game. And, of course, we are glad to have you with us this afternoon. And, of course, and this morning as well. I guess it's still morning, isn't it? It feels like it should be afternoon by now. Of course, on YouTube, Capital City Rock Sports. You can check it out. Also, KCCR Blunt, KQQ in Brookings, and KSDR Watertown. I think I gave them enough time. We'll come back right after this.
Renke Gray Wealth Management, a place where achieving success can only come from working together. We believe in deep, meaningful relationships that will last generations. Investments change, family situations change. At Renke Gray Wealth Management, we want to help you navigate these changes because our commitment to you won't change. Let's work together on creating your financial plan for your financial freedom. Call Renke Gray Wealth Management at 224-5959 or visit us at renkegray.com.
Securities offered through LPL Financial. Member FIRNA SIPC. Investment advice offered through GWM Advisors. A registered investment advisor. GWM and Renke Gray Wealth Management are separate entities from LPL Financial.
Owyhee Federal Credit Union's recreational loan special is in full swing with rates as low as 2.25% APR and terms as long as 15 years. Now is your chance to get into that new or used boat, jet ski, camper, motorcycle, UTV, or ATV you've been dreaming about. Apply online or stop in at 221 East Pleasant Drive in Pierre and let the girls at Owyhee Federal Credit Union make that dream a reality.
Owyhee Federal Credit Union.
When you're in the need for high-quality replacement auto parts, look no further than Zander Auto Parts and Machine Shop in Pierre. Sanders has been servicing the Pierre area for over 40 years. Their professional parts techs can get you the parts you need and get you back on the road. Stop by Zander Auto Parts and Machine Shop at 500 West Sioux in Pierre or call 224-9221. Zanders, your source for domestic and foreign auto parts and accessories.
This is Ashton Grease, captain of the Wahi Capitals boys varsity hockey team. Spring is right around the corner. It's time to start thinking about getting your roof repaired. My dad at Weatherall Roofing is the guy to call. Weatherall Roofing offers commercial roofing options, including metal roof restorations and EPDM rubber roof restorations. When hockey season is over, you'll find me on a roof somewhere. Check out our website at www.weatherallroof.com or call Chad at 224-7982. Go Caps!
Insurance. We all need it to protect our homes, health, businesses, and belongings. But having adequate coverage is just the beginning. You also need the support of professionals who stand by your side to protect what's important to you. Fisher Rounds & Associates combines the coverage you want with the commitment you need. Fisher Rounds & Associates. At your service, at your side. With offices in Pierre, Mitchell, Watertown, Sioux Falls, and Rapid City.
As we welcome you back here and continue our second intermission, starting our second intermission report, John Winkler alongside Jeff Anderson and Jim Lloyd as we've played 2 periods, and it's all Aberdeen right now, a 5-1 lead for the Cougars.
It is all Aberdeen, and the Sioux Falls, too, has just never found a rhythm in this one. They just found themselves down early in it and just can't quite get over the hill.
Yeah.
They score a goal, and then Aberdeen comes back.
They scored that power play goal, Campanto, and a really gritty, hard goal to score, stuffing that in to make it 3-1. But it only lasted 19 seconds, a 2-goal deficit. As Carroll scored the next goal to make it 4-1, and it was then to finish out the scoring on an even strength goal, make it 5-1. Sheila had scored the first goal of the period to make it 3-0. But that's where Sioux Falls felt like at 10:23 to go in the second period that they were back in this hockey game. And then at 10:04, they probably felt like, well, this hockey game might be over. And that's how quickly things can change and how much you got to stay on top of your game throughout an entire 3 periods.
Well, and I think that Sioux Falls in this game relatively early called the timeout. And of course, Curtis Egan was telling him, I never would have put an N in there until somebody came along. Anyway, but Curtis Egan got it and basically told his kids, let's get in the game here. But they just haven't really, like you said, really gotten into it as far as at least offensively, and it's been really all Aberdeen. So
yeah, their one power play goal that they had was a great shift. Those guys worked real hard to get it in there, and you really kind of maybe saw a little momentum. 19 seconds later, Aberdeen takes it away.
We've seen, it seems like last weekend and this weekend, a lot of times where we've had a goal scored and almost 0 seconds later, it seemed like the other team scored or another goal was scored. They've been kind of coming in bunches a little bit, don't they?
Yeah.
Well, and Aberdeen has just had a really good tournament.
They have.
They really have. They've been fun to watch all the way up, to get to this game, and of course they're just carrying their momentum right into this game.
Well, and of course we saw them early in the year back in December when they beat Watertown 8-3, and you could tell then that they were going to have a good year, and they really have had a good year and put some good things together.
I think the days of overlooking Aberdeen hockey is over.
Yeah, and credit Jeremy Backus for that. He's done a good job with their program.
Yeah, Jeremy Backus is a. He took over the team, I believe, last year was his first year with the team, and getting it to this point and being able then to add on to this team and get those Bantam players for the last couple of years up to the JV varsity ranks, and that it leads to success, and it will lead to success because this team is a good team, and boy, oh boy, are they young still.
Yeah,
and their younger ranks are doing real well too on the boys' side.
Yeah.
So there's some kids that are learning how to win at the young ages.
They do lose, of course, Carrolls and Claymore among their seniors that'll be not back, and Neiman, and those are very in Grau and people like that. But they bring a lot of people back, and like you say, that's why you have feeder programs, right? And why you have maybe a head coach that has the same thing established in all your programs, so you can get these kids ready when they get to the varsity level.
Well, and, forgive me for not knowing the exact team right now, but Yankton has not been able to make the state tournament since they've started playing varsity hockey. But they've got a younger program that was one of the better teams in either the Pee Wee or the Bantam level. And while you love to see, for me, the Hawaii Capitals win every single game, and for you guys, Watertown, to win every single game at the lower levels, it's good to see Yankton have a strong team down low right now that will eventually make their way up, because that's the hardest thing. And the Capitals went through it when they first started. You basically
the school of hard knocks,
right? Those guys that played the first couple of years, and Yankton's going through it right now, is that those guys that played varsity hockey the first year, while they didn't win very many games, they're the reason why there's ever a state championship banner hanging up somewhere.
Right.
Because the program doesn't get started. It has to start somewhere, and maybe it doesn't start out the best, but eventually it will get to that point. And those guys that first started the program out, and for Yankton, who's the newest of them all, Brandon Valley will be joining here in just a little bit. Those guys that just started to make this varsity program happen are the reason why anybody wins a state championship down the road.
And hockey, more so than many sports, you have to build it from the ground up. And what I'm saying by the ground up, very young.
Yeah.
They have to be 5-6 years old, because they have to learn how to skate. Every kid that goes out for football, every kid that goes out for basketball, they all know how to run.
Yeah.
But this game is so different, because you can't teach the kids the game of hockey if they can't move. You can't tell little Johnny to be over here if little Johnny can't take 4 steps.
Right.
Yeah.
So hockey has to start young, and you see these programs coming up, such as Yankton. Those kids that are going to compete, be very competitive at the varsity level, when they started their program, they were just barely walking, and 4 and 5, 6 years old.
Yeah, and some of them didn't probably learn how to skate till a little bit later, because they knew that they're going to eventually have a hockey program. But these kids that get to see those 3-4-year-olds that are watching a varsity hockey game and watching the big boys play, the grown men to them playing some hockey, they go, I want to do that. And
Jeff and I spent some time over on this other rink the other day when we saw the little kids in Sioux Falls here skating, and it's amazing how the little guys can skate.
Well,
when they're so little.
And of course, I always go back to the time I was in Grand Rapids, and we covered hockey up there. And my wife and I, one day we went out ice skating, and of course they have open skate like they do in a lot of these places. And there was a kid that could hardly walk. He's on skates, and he could skate around me backwards faster than I could go forwards. But that's the age to start him out at.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing. So if you're a parent that's got a really young kid, and like 3 or 4 years old, and not say that you can't start them a little bit later, but the best time is to start them when they're very young. So if you're a new parent, maybe not so much new in the year or two old, but get them on the skates early on. If you want them to at least have the opportunity to try and play hockey at a high level in varsity hockey, you got to start them young.
And really, in a sense, that starts at any level. I mean, at any age, in a sense. Swimming, kind of the same idea.
Yeah.
Get them in the pool early when they're really young, and some people do. And
my advice to young parents is always teach your kids how to skate first, or allow them enough ice time where they learn how to skate. All the stick handling, all the other things that you need to do to play hockey, that'll all come later, but you have to learn how to skate. And if you watch even the tournaments that we covered, some of the better kids are the ones that can skate the best and are the strongest on their skates.
You're exactly right. And then, of course, you get out and you look at these kids and what they can do with a hockey puck and a hockey stick, and it's amazing.
Yeah.
I find it interesting. Almost every hockey game you go to, a kid will come along and pick the puck up with his stick and kind of bounce it along. I could never do that.
I remember watching my boys. You remember them when they just barely could skate and barely could stick a puck.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you come to a game one day and you see a puck go off the board and they grab it with their skate, kick it up to their stick, and look up and make a pass.
Yeah.
And you sit there as a parent and when in the world did he learn that?
Yeah. That's right. Yeah, younger is better, I think, in most cases. Yep. 5-1 right here. Aberdeen leading in this consolation championship over Sioux Falls 2. We'll take a commercial break, and we will come back with more on KKQQ, also KSDR, and KCCR Blunt.
Renke Gray Wealth Management, a place where achieving success can only come from working together. We believe in deep, meaningful relationships that will last generations. Investments change, family situations change. At Renke Gray Wealth Management, we want to help you navigate these changes because our commitment to you won't change. Let's work together on creating your financial plan for your financial freedom. Call Renke Gray Wealth Management at 224-5959 or visit us at renkegray.com.
Securities offered through LPL Financial. Member FIRNA SIPC. Investment advice offered through GWM Advisors. A registered investment advisor. GWM and Renke Gray Wealth Management are separate entities from LPL Financial.
Owyhee Federal Credit Union's recreational loan special is in full swing with rates as low as 2.25% APR and terms as long as 15 years. Now is your chance to get into that new or used boat, jet ski, camper, motorcycle, UTV, or ATV you've been dreaming about. Apply online or stop in at 221 East Pleasant Drive in Pierre and let the girls at Owyhee Federal Credit Union make that dream a reality.
Owyhee Federal Credit Union.
When you're in the need for high-quality replacement auto parts, look no further than Zander Auto Parts and Machine Shop in Pierre. Zander's has been servicing the Pierre area for over 40 years. Their professional parts techs can get you the parts you need and get you back on the road. Stop by Zander Auto Parts and Machine Shop at 500 West Sioux in Pierre or call 224-9221. Zander's, your source for domestic and foreign auto parts and accessories.
This is Ashton Grease, captain of the Owyhee Capitals boys varsity hockey team. Spring is right around the corner. It's time to start thinking about getting your roof repaired. My dad at Weatherall Roofing is the guy to call. Weatherall Roofing offers commercial roofing options, including metal roof restorations and EPDM rubber roof restorations. When hockey season is over, you'll find me on a roof somewhere. Check out our website at www.weatherallroof.com or call Chad at 224-7982. Go Caps!
Insurance. We all need it to protect our homes, health, businesses, and belongings. But having adequate coverage is just the beginning. You also need the support of professionals who stand by your side to protect what's important to you. Fisher Rounds & Associates combines the coverage you want with the commitment you need. Fisher Rounds & Associates. At your service, at your side. With offices in Pierre, Mitchell, Watertown, Sioux Falls, and Rapid City.
As we welcome you back here and into the third period, and it will be Aberdeen. They are leading the Sioux Falls 2 Flyers 5-1. John Winkler alongside Jeff Anderson, Jim Lloyd, as we have this third period on the way. And, of course, after this game is over, we still have 2 more to go. The third place game will be the Owyhee Capitals and the Sioux Falls 1 Flyers. And then that will be followed by the championship game between Brookings and Rushmore Thunder. And that game, second game is scheduled to be at 12:05, and the last game at 3:05. So depending on when this game gets over with, we might have ourselves a 45-minute break of on-air time because right now it's only at 10:32. So, but of course you can hang out on Capital City Rock, KSDR, KKQQ, listen to some good music, or you can go back and watch some of the older games. I guess you can actually go back and watch last year's third place championship game because the rematch for both those teams, or for both those games. But you can go back and watch some of the old games on YouTube at Capital City Rock Sports from this tournament from yesterday. And you can rewatch this one too if you wanted.
Yeah. And you were saying 2 years ago.
Yeah, 2 years.
You and Jim were here.
2 years ago?
Yeah.
2 years ago
on
today.
This date.
This 2 years ago today, we were starting the tournament here at Sioux Falls. And we only got through 2 games before we had to stop because of COVID. And now here today, 2 years later, we have called all 11 games of the girls and boys tournaments, 22 games of 2021. And we're in game 20 of 2022 this year, or of 20 of 22 in 2022 for the girls and boys tournaments again. And so it's been a wild ride since March 13th of 2020 for us. Because we were going to cover, we did in 2019 and in 2018 as well. I did not do it. Michael Estridge had done all the games on the radio for the Owyhee Caps hosting the state tournament. And then we did all the games in 2019 with the Owyhee Caps hosting the tournament. And we've continued that every year since.
Look what we've started.
Look what we started.
We've started something we can't get out of.
Yeah, that's right.
And I was able to talk with Mike Mueller, who was a part of getting us on the radio back in 2018. And I personally thanked him. I'll thank him over the air, too, because without him starting that for us, we wouldn't be here with the video. We wouldn't be here on the radio like we have been for the last 4 years now.
All right. Well, Aberdeen is on the attack right now. And, of course, on a power play as well. 26% this year. No, 21% success rate on that. So, yep, thanks to those people that go before us that help us. They make things like this possible. Back to Danielson, holds his own. Inside Aberdeen leading 5-1. Shot out front. Save made that time by Pattison. In traffic.
That was a heck of a save there by Pattison.
Yeah, a lot of people out there. Sometimes you wonder how the goalie sees that puck as well as they do.
And sprawling to the ice like they do to still see the puck.
Yeah.
And you have to remember they're wearing all that gear.
Oh,
it's not easy to get up and down and back and forth.
All right, so the puck is dumped into the Aberdeen zone by Sioux Falls 2. Still 49 seconds on the Cougar power play as they go to work. And they dump it out here. Of course, this is Claymore. Claymore takes it across the Sioux Falls 2 blue line. Shot by Shield, a little bit off the mark. Smoot might have got a stick on that. Comes back out here. Danielson leaves it back behind the net, and Olsen goes after that puck. Puts it on the stick that time of Dirk Fornwald. Fornwald couldn't keep it or get it out, though, and it's picked up here by Neiman. Skating in, the slot puts a shot on. Broken up in traffic, getting to it, diving after that loose puck, but Shield gets to it just inside the blue line of Sioux Falls 2. Danielson lost the handle, picked up here, and here comes, of course, Gary for Sioux Falls. Gets ridden off the puck a little bit that time by Shield. Loose puck goes back behind the Aberdeen net, picked up here by Danielson. Puts on the brakes, he'll throw it out here, and of course both teams now at full strength. 5-1 Aberdeen with a lead, 15-13, just underway, third period action. In this consolation championship here, of course, is Clark. Carson Clark had it poked a check away from him that time, picked up by Myrie. Myrie skating in, tried to get a shot off, couldn't do so. Loose puck trickles over here along the near boards. Back out here, this is Grau. Grau, the senior, one of several on this Aberdeen team. He's done a great job for their program. To Allberg, dumps it across the blue line. Beavers couldn't come up with it, but saved by Ponto, but still in his own zone. Takes it back behind his own net, hounded there by an Aberdeen player. Allberg is out there, picked up here by Hupp, puts a shot on, broken up in traffic. Nicely that time by Carter Hansen. Loose puck picked up here by Aberdeen. They take it into the corner, 14.5 minutes to play in this hockey game. Loose puck, they go along the boards. Where is that puck? Rao was there. Myrie was there as well, takes after it in the corner, off the high glass that time. Picked up by Carter, tries to freeze it up along the boards, and Myrie tries to take it away. Loose puck comes out here along the near rail, and Sioux Falls 2 breaks out. This is, of course, Clark. Rink wide pass for Punto. They play a good team. They're on that line. They play well together. Comes back out here, loose puck dumped out in the neutral zone, picked up here by Olsen, or I should say Smoot. Smoot puts a shot right on that time. Save made by Hunstead, and the follow, he puts a block on that as well at 13:51 to go. 5-1, period number 3 in this consolation championship. And of course the next game will take place at 12:05. We'll drop the puck. Third place game, Sioux Falls 1 in Oahe. John Winkler will have the call for that, plus the championship, Brookings and Rushmore. Off the face-off, Sioux Falls and Aberdeen. Aberdeen with a 5-1 lead. They win the draw. Dump it out in the neutralized area, kept alive by Smoot. Plays it off the far rail over there for Clancy. Picked up there, Raisler. Hasn't played as much today as typically he does. Picked up here, Aberdeen. Little pass off to Zenz. Back here to Hepper. Puts a shot on the Kerms wide back of the net. And going after that is Jorgensen. Jorgensen overskated the puck, actually. Gets out here to Grau. Onto the stick. It comes here of Clancy. He can fly, not a big player. Gets a pass off that time, broken up. Nope, he takes it back. Puts it out there, looks out front. Took it back behind the net. Loose puck, tipped away a couple of times. And, of course, Raisler goes after that puck. And over here, of course, is Jorgensen. He's easy to pick up, Jorgensen, because he's got the hair. Kind of reminds you a little bit, but not nearly the hair that they have on that kid from Sioux Falls, Duden. He's a fun kid to watch, though. He's like the Energizer Bunny. He never stops, and he plays, it seems like, all the time. 12:49 to go. Smoot gathers in the puck back behind his own goal. Plays far side over there. Long pass that time intended for Fornwald. Couldn't get to it. We haven't had many icing of the pucks in this game, have we? 12:37 to go. Back in the neutral zone. Gets away from Solly that time. Picked up here, of course, by Claymore. Skates in, puts a shot on, but it was off the mark, and a Sioux Falls player took a hard check into the boards. Boy, he gets up, comes back out here, and this is a Gehring, puts a shot right on. Hunstead makes the save, and Aberdeen clears away the rebound, if you will, or the loose puck at 12-12 to go in this hockey game. Picked up here by the Cougars. Cougars at their own blue line. This is Claymore. They'll make a change here, so they dump and make a change, and Erickson quickly gets out there for Aberdeen, amongst others. Also, Myrie now with a puck along the far rail. He's out there, takes a check that time. Kind of ran into a Sioux Falls player. Loose puck out there, picked up Erickson, gets on it. But it actually is Aberdeen. The Cougars who played ahead here. Backhander that time picked up by Carson. Clark goes down. Neiman over here for Danielson. They make a good pair on defense, and a big check that time by Clark as he puts Danielson into the boards. Another one over here. Could get a little chippy here late in this period. 11:32 to go right now. We've rattled off about 5.5 minutes. And looks like Clark is going to go in there. That'll be his second one, if I'm correct, and it is.
Unless they call boarding with it, which would be, if they call boarding, that'd be 2 and a 10, which will end his, I guess, technically end his season.
I think that's what they're talking about right now.
11:32 to go. It's going to be at least a fourth power play upcoming here for the Aberdeen Cougars, who are 1 for 3 right now.
I think they're going to leave it.
Just
as a rough, yep.
Just as a rough, okay.
So that's a call that is good for Carson Clark and for the Sioux Falls, too, because I don't want to say it could have been boarding, but there was discussion that it could have been boarding.
It could have been.
It's possible. It
it's
could have
possible.
been. Yep.
So Huff is, or should say Alberg out there to take the face-off Sioux Falls zone. The right of Patterson took a bullet off the chest that time from Myrie.
Look at him in the mask.
I think you're right. And 11:22, loose puck there. Getting on it, of course, is Huff. Back out it comes here to Grau. I'm sorry, it is Alberg, not Huff. Huff is 4, Alberg is 41. Back out to Livermont, has 2 assists today. Back down here, picked up by Myrie, gets boarded up, bellied up along the board over there by Hansen. Erickson tries to dig it out, but Sioux Falls 2 does. Steps around a player, and the check there, gets it out here with a backhander that time, Ponto. He's a fun kid to watch. Comes out here, and of course this is Aberdeen, and this is Myrie with the puck. Lost it back behind the net, picked up by Hansen. Plays it out here, Grau along the boards. Plays it out here for Zenz, who has his goal today. Puts that one up high over the top of the cage, off the boards. Comes out here, Zenz goes after that loose puck in the corner. Works in there, Hansen as well. Out front it comes, and Sioux Falls clears it all the way down the ice at 10:24. No icing as Hepper goes all the way back to gather in that puck. Long lead pass in the neutral zone. Comes in, intercepted this time by Gehring. Gehring skating in, nice little move there, but gets ridden off the puck, and Dabney goes after that rebound to the far corner. 10:07 to play in this hockey game. 5-1 Aberdeen, if you just joined us. Comes off here to Hepper. Hepper lost the handle, picked up here, of course, by Gehring, getting a lot of playing time today. Not so much yesterday. Puck here, it comes, of course, and this is a Fornwald. Gets it over here far side. Up and down the ice we go, and the reason going to check out, I think, was Grau. Rather than go to the bench, he thought he better get out there. The puck was right in front of him. Picked it on the stick of Zenz. Puts it out here for Claymore. Claymore can't quite get a shot off, though. Comes back out here to Carroll's. We have a whistle at 9:32 to go in the period. 1 second on the power play for Aberdeen.
There'll be a trip upcoming to Casey Claymore.
Claymore,
the captain of the Aberdeen Cougars. So, 1:59 of a power play, because of 1 second of 4-on-4. And then Carson Clark will either come out and join the power play, which I would assume that he will, right after the faceoff.
So Solly facing off in the Aberdeen zone for Sioux Falls 2. He was down there against Coughlin, plays it back behind his own net. And Aberdeen will zip it all the way down the ice. And Hansen has to go all the way back in his own zone to get it. Hepner will, or should say Shield will provide some pressure there. Solly, Aberdeen is short-handed, but actually putting a shot on, putting some pressure on. Out there right now, of course, is Shield, picked up here by Clark. Clark out of the penalty box. His outlet pass, or breakout pass, if you will, intercepted that time by Shield. The Aberdeen plays it all the way down into the Sioux Falls zone, picked up here by Beavers. Easton Beavers had a couple of goals the other day, and he plays it out here. Neutral zone, Aberdeen gets it, the puck, and they clear it down the ice with 8:43 to go, 1:11 on the penalty to Claymore. So Sioux Falls 2 on the attack and on the power play right here. And this year they were 26% from there. Not bad. And it comes back out here, and again Aberdeen clears it down the ice, and it'll be Pattison to stop the puck just to the left of the net of the goal. 8:23 to play in this hockey game. Out pass right side Fornwald, and Aberdeen gets to it at their own blue line. Play it again down the ice. And of course that was Allberg. Allberg, another senior, 5 goals, 9 assists on the year. Good player. They're going to miss him like they will Claymore and Carrolls, and also Grau. 4 very good seniors on this team. 8 minutes to play in this hockey game. Period number 3. It's still 5-1, and Sioux Falls 2 still on the power play. Sioux Falls 2, but they give it up here to Hepper and a turnover. Hepper dumps it in the corner, takes a check. Ponto jumps on that puck and takes it back behind his own net. Dabney providing some pressure. Ponto will stick handle the puck to center. Takes over the red line, in over the blue line, still with the puck, then he gets ridden off. Claymore clears it away with 7:33 to play. Loose puck, and getting out there, of course, I think I said Claymore a moment ago, beg your pardon, it was Hepper, and it's picked up here by Aberdeen. A shot on, a bullet, that comes a little bit high. Loose puck along the near rail, Hepper's there, Dabney is there, also Zenz is there for Aberdeen. Clear to the far side, and Neiman gets on that puck. They hold the zone. Comes back out here. They'll play it back in the corner. Triggs Smoot gets on there. I love that kid's name too. Triggs Smoot comes out there along the far rail. 6:59 to play. And loose puck. We have a whistle at 6:55. 34-15 shots on goal favoring Aberdeen, and on the scoreboard as well. 5-1. Nice to have you with us today on KQQ Brookings, also KSDR Watertown, as well as KCCR Blunt. I've been to Blunt a few million times.
We get matching minor penalties on Smoots as well as on Dabney.
All right, so
still 5-on-5.
Still 5-on-5 hockey. Then the puck shot on goal, and Pattison stops that at 6:50 to go. Couple of minor penalties. So out there right now is Claymore. He's out there with Carrolls and Shield. Danielson out there defensively. And Sioux Falls has right now Marcus Halling, who hasn't played a lot today, but typically does. And it comes to Raisler. Raisler over the blue line, Aberdeen blue line, tries to get around the defender. Shot on that time, a little bit off the mark by Chan, as the save was made that time by Aberdeen. And that, of course, for them was Hunstead. 6:23 clock running here in this hockey game. Period number 3, consolation championship. Loose puck goes to the far corner over there, and Sioux Falls 2 tried to get on it. Getting it there was Shield. Shield gets it out here and plays it out here for a teammate. That teammate, of course, is Neiman. Neiman plays good defense, good defenseman for this team. Neiman, of course, is another senior.
We're going to have high stick.
Grau and also Neiman for next year. And it'll be Grau coming off here for the Sioux Falls Flyers. And that, of course, will be Nick Gergen.
Just call for a high stick with 6 minutes to go. So the 5th Pelican Power Sports power play.
Yes.
Aberdeen's already is 1 for 4, but has a 4-goal lead.
5:59 to play in this hockey game. Livermont goes over there. A long pass kept up, threading it down is Grau. And he gets it onto the stick here of Myrie. Myrie left side, works down there against Beaver. Centering pass, but it was caught up in traffic. Loose puck comes onto the stick of Aberdeen. Allberg is there. Myrie couldn't get to the puck. Sioux Falls does. They'll clear it out to the neutral ice area. They'll play it into the Sioux Falls zone. That's Fornwald. Fornwald with Gergen to his right. Back there, and Aberdeen comes up with that puck. They'll clear it out here. Long cross ice pass, too far that time for Myrie. And it's kept back in. They dump it back into the Aberdeen zone. Sioux Falls does. Picked up here by Myrie again over the blue line. Poke checked away, got it back. tries to go around the defender, tries to put it in for the hat trick. Can't quite do so. Huff goes after that loose puck back behind the net. Then a pass over here, back behind Grau. He gathers it in, plays it ahead off the far rail over there. Hansen comes up with it, plays it down the ice into the Aberdeen zone. Grau will have to go back to get that. Punto providing some pressure. And then, of course, it's played ahead by Aberdeen into the Sioux Falls zone, and Chan, C-H-A-N, with that puck, plays it back in the neutral zone, picked up here by Aberdeen, and with the puck right now, Livermont. Livermont, I believe, has a couple of assists in this game. Comes off here. Livermont overskates the puck, picked up here by Zenz. Zenz works it across the line, but getting to it was Pontel. Plays it back into the Aberdeen zone with 4:20 clock running in this hockey game. 5-1 to the scoreboard, with right now Aberdeen comfortably in front. They have led 3-0, 3-1, and now 5-1 in this hockey game. And of course, right now Sioux Falls is playing a man short, so Aberdeen on the power play. And they are on the power play 21%. Both teams now at full strength with 3:56 to go. Jorgensen hustles after that puck. Aberdeen keeps it, puts a shot on. That caroms wide. Picked up here by Erickson, getting some playing time today. Puts his man right on his Tokas. And comes back here, of course, to Clark with a push there. Comes on to Zenz out front. They clear it away. Sioux Falls 2 does. There's a stick down there. Get him over to hockey headquarters. He can get a new one if he needs one.
He's going to spend some time in the penalty box, too.
Without the stick?
Well,
no, he'll take it with him.
He'll take it with him. And that will be Zenz coming off.
The fourth Pelican Power Sports power play with 3:35 left to go here in the third period.
Face-off coming in the Aberdeen end. To the left of Hunstead. Smoot is out there, plays it into the corner. Aberdeen comes up with that loose puck, and they'll clear it all the way down the ice. And, of course, stopping at that time was their goalie, Pattison. And Aberdeen gets on it with good hustle. They lose it. Pick it up here is Fornwald. Right side pass, neutral zone to Ponto. Back to Fornwald. He got ahead of the puck. Aberdeen clears it back, and Carrolls dumps it back in. Smoot has to go back to get the puck with 3:07 to play in this hockey game. Looks like Aberdeen's going to get the consolation championship, but we're not done yet. Off the stick at that time of Gehring, comes back out here to Smoot in the neutral ice area. Dumps it left side here, and that was a teammate, and haven't seen Schramm in a while. Ponto puts a shot on, a bullet that carries wide, but Schramm is in the slot right now on this line. He gets the puck right there off a skate, gets it back. Smoot comes right side with it. Ponto with that puck on the power play.
They pulled the goalie.
For 56, they have pulled the goalie for an extra attacker, extra skater. Sioux Falls comes out here to Schramm. He's got Ponto out there. Raisler is out there as well. Loose puck. Aberdeen comes up with it. They'll flip it all the way down the ice, but Myrie comes after that loose puck. He looks for the hat trick on an open netter, and Alberg goes after that loose puck as they play it around the boards. Raisler leaves it now for Smoot. 2 minutes to play in this hockey game. Aberdeen's pulled their goalie. I'm sorry, Sioux Falls 2 has pulled their goalie. Puck, they just about got an open netter that time.
And there's no icing.
And there's no icing, of course. Smoot bellies him up along the boards, picked up here by Schramm. Comes out here, hauling is there. Here comes Raisler. He can race in the Aberdeen zone with 1:40 to play. Right side with it right now. That is Clark. Wants to put a shot on. Raisler is down there as well. And Raisler takes the puck, looks for a centering pass. Out here, comes off the stick, comes out here along the near boards. 1:25. Cleared ahead, Solly, and back to get it will be Hansen. Plays it left side here on an open net. 1:18 to play. Comes out there is Clark. With it right now is Raisler, and lost it. Aberdeen knocks him down. Zenz near side. Picks up a long shot that time, knocked down to the blue line by Sioux Falls. That was Schramm. They play it back in with under a minute to play in this hockey game. And then again, we'll shoot it on an open net, and they'll be wide of the mark. Hansen goes back to get it with 50.9 seconds left. And 10:54, we're coming up on the 11 o'clock hour. 12:05 is when our next game will be the battle for third place between Owyhee and Sioux Falls 1. Nice crowd for this morning game, this consolation championship. We had a great crowd yesterday. And a packed house last night for Brookings in their game with Sioux Falls 1, which Brookings won. So they meet the Rushmore like last year, and Clark heads for the locker room.
Yeah, Clark gets
He's
his
done
third
for
penalty.
the day. Only 50.9 seconds left. Clark will be back. He's a junior. He'll be back next year. Question maybe what team he's on, but he'll probably be back. 37-15 shots on goal.
Just
So
3
Claymore,
shots in this period for Sioux Falls 2.
Claymore, face-off circle down there against Solly. And this is Gehring. Left side, it comes to Halling. Over the blue line, looking for a pass that time. Loose puck tipped away with 40 seconds to go. Alberg goes after that loose puck. Solly goes after that loose puck for Sioux Falls. Loose puck picked up here. That was Hepper. Gets it back out here. Alberg. Hepper comes up with it now for Aberdeen. Near side here for Carrolls. Tries to get around the defender. Claymore trailing. Comes up, puts a shot out front. Actually just plays it back behind the net, as it turns out, with 18 seconds to go. Picked up here by Aberdeen. Puts a shot on. Shield couldn't get it in the net. Stop made that time by Patterson with 11.6 seconds left. And, of course, Aberdeen on the power play for the rest of this game.
Don't forget,
Clark was gone.
We will be talking about our player of the game coming up here after we are done with this one in our post-game show.
Do we know yet who that is?
I believe Carson Myrie is going to get it, because
All right.
got those 2 goals.
Quickly to start and set the tone, really. Comes off here, of course. Halling puts a shot on, blocked that time. And Aberdeen, with no time left, has won the consolation championship. Good for them, as they win it here with a 5-1 win. No scoring in that third period. 5-1 final score. And 37 shots, so as it turns out, 32 saves in the game, if I'm correct, for, of course, 32 saves for Patterson, and 16 stops, 15 saves for Hunstead. Hunstead was actually pretty quiet today. He's had some games where he's had to make a lot of stops, didn't have to here. So 5-1 final score, Aberdeen getting 2 in the first, 3 in the second. And Sioux Falls getting their lone goal in the second period to make it a 5-1 final. Glad to have you with us, of course, on KCCR, Blunt, also KKQQ, Brookings, KSDR, Watertown, and also, of course, watching as you can on YouTube, Capital City Rock. And we'll come back with more on the post-game show right after this.
Winter's on its way out, and the hot summer months are almost here. Don't swelter in the heat again this year. Call Jason at Sunmasters in Pierre and get set to get those windows tinted to stay nice and cool this summer. Sunmasters can also repair that pesky chip in the glass, whether it be from a hockey puck or the usual rock. Jason and the crew will get you back on the road feeling comfortable in no time. Located at 1020 East Sioux Avenue in Pierre, give them a call at 605-224-6102. Sunmasters in Pierre.
Renke Gray Wealth Management, a place where achieving success can only come from working together. We believe in deep, meaningful relationships that will last generations. Investments change, family situations change. At Renke Gray Wealth Management, we want to help you navigate these changes because our commitment to you won't change. Let's work together on creating your financial plan for your financial freedom. Call Renke Gray Wealth Management at 224-5959 or visit us at renkegray.com.
Securities offered through LPL Financial. Member FIRNA SIPC. Investment advice offered through GWM Advisors. A registered investment advisor. GWM and Renke Gray Wealth Management are separate entities from LPL Financial.
How you move matters. Avera Orthopedics helps you move freely and live life to the fullest with innovative treatment options customized to your bone, muscle, and joint needs. Whether you suffer from aches, breaks, tears, or dislocations, turn to the orthopedic team experienced in treating every body. Learn more at avera.org/orthopedics.
Dr. Brian Hermanson serves Central South Dakota with specialty root canal treatment. Hermanson Endodontics aims to provide root canal treatment that is not only comfortable, but has a quality first emphasis. We believe that by preserving as much healthy tooth as possible, we can help you retain your natural teeth longer. This is accomplished with state-of-the-art three-dimensional imaging and the dental operating microscope to guide diagnosis and treatment. Ask your dentist if a root canal specialist is right for you. Hermanson Endodontics, 1709 North Lincoln Avenue in Pierre.
This moment of relief, brought to you by your local State Farm agent, who also brings relief with insurance for what you value most.
Call Becky Pottsaba at 605-224-4173 or Carrie Bauman at 605-224-1096. The Field House in Pierre is the perfect place to sit back and watch the state hockey tournament with friends and family. The Field House with a full bar gives you that feeling like you're at the game without having to leave town, with a selection of your favorite concession-type food, and who doesn't love some pizza? There's free popcorn, peanuts, and Gardettos to complement any of your snack cravings while enjoying the games on one of the many big screen TVs. The Field House, 2013 East Gate Avenue in Pierre. Your place for the game this weekend. Go Caps!
Insurance. We all need it to protect our homes, health, businesses, and belongings. But having adequate coverage is just the beginning. You also need the support of professionals who stand by your side to protect what's important to you. Fisher Rounds & Associates combines the coverage you want with the commitment you need. Fisher Rounds & Associates. At your service, at your side. With offices in Pierre, Mitchell, Watertown, Sioux Falls, and Rapid City.
As we welcome you back here and into our post-game show, Jim Lloyd is standing down right now with our player of the game, Carson Myrie.
All right, I am down here in the Aberdeen Cougars bench with our South Dakota Amateur Hockey Association player of the game, Carson Myrie. Carson, you've had a pretty good tournament.
Yeah, it's been fun.
So you come up with 2 goals today. And you kind of took over this whole game, and you got your team out to an early lead with those 2 goals.
Yeah, it was fun to score those, especially in the last game of the state tournament.
Talk about a little bit about that line that you play on. How about those guys?
They're good. One of them's hurt. He hurt his shoulder a couple weekends ago, so he wasn't the best. But one's a senior. He's good. He's really smart. They're both really good.
You learn a lot from those seniors on this team?
Yeah, they help out a lot.
So when you come onto this team very young, did they find did they test you a little bit when you got on the team, or did they welcome you with open arms?
A little bit of both. They kind of tested me, and then they welcomed me pretty good too. So.
All right, I talked to him about his age, and tell us what age you are on this team.
I'm 15, 07, freshman.
Well, that's pretty special. Just a freshman playing on this team and playing a huge role with all the success that this Aberdeen Cougar team has had. Carson Myrie, you are the South Dakota Amateur Hockey Association Player of the Game, and congratulations on your season and a really good tournament.
Thank you.
All right, Carson Myrie from Aberdeen, and we're back up to you guys.
All right, so our first of 3 final player of the games given out. Carson Myrie gets the player of the game as he scores 2 goals. And it is a 5-1 win for the Aberdeen Cougars over the Sioux Falls 2 Flyers. And now for the Hawaii Capitals, who will be playing in the 3rd place game. They want to also beat Sioux Falls, but Sioux Falls 1 doesn't want to have 2 Sioux Falls teams lose in this final game of the day, or final game, or final day of the state tournament, as they'll play the 3rd place game coming here in just a little bit.
All right. The goals today, of course, Myrie have 2 for Aberdeen, as you know. Shield, a power play goal. Also, Carroll's and Zen's got goals. And for Aberdeen, they had Huff, Livermont, Alberg, also Carroll's, Claymore, and Livermont getting assists for Aberdeen, and Punto, a power play goal for Sioux Falls. That was their lone goal in the game. 5-1 was the final. Aberdeen jumping out to a 2-0 first period lead. They got 3 more goals in the second. Sioux Falls 2 answered with 1. 5-1 after 2, and it ended up being 5-1 the final score. Shots on goal, of course, 37 for Aberdeen. Patterson had 32 saves in this game, 15 for Hunstead, 16 shots in the game for Sioux Falls 2. So 5-1 final score. Congratulations to Jeremy Backus and Aberdeen for the consolation championship. Now, of course, we have a little bit of a break, about an hour. As it turns out, in probably about 45 minutes or so, we'll take a break before we get to Owyhee and, of course, Sioux Falls 1 for our third place matchup.
That's right, yeah. 12:05 is scheduled for the start time. You're listening to KCCR FM Blunt, KSDR Watertown, and KKQQ Brookings, because with the 12:05 start time, we'll be back on the air right around 11:50. So we got about a good 45-minute break here before we get back on the air, as we'll have that game for you coming up on Capital City Rock, on a KSDR, on a KKQQ, and on YouTube to watch at Capital City Rock Sports. So all those games, the last two games of the state tournament between Brookings and Rushmore, the state championship, and our next one, Owyhee and Sioux Falls 1, will be heard on those stations and available to watch on YouTube at Capital City Rock Sports. So a 5-1 win for the Aberdeen Cougars to finish out at 5th place. As they came in the 5 seed, they finish as the 5th best team, winning the Constellation Championship, going 2-1 in the tournament, as they will take home 5th place and have their team picture here early on. So we'll be back on the air around 11:50 right here on Capital City Rock, KSDR, KKQQ, and on YouTube at Capital City Rock Sports. Again, final score, Aberdeen Cougars. They take 5th place with a 5-1 win over Sioux Falls 2. See you in just a little bit.
You've been listening to the 2022 Boys Varsity State Hockey Tournament. The Boys Varsity State Hockey Tournament is brought to you by Owyhee Federal Credit Union, Weatherall, Wagner Auto, and the Ramcoda. The Boys Varsity State Hockey Tournament is also brought to you by Pelican Power Sports, Fisher Rounds and Associates, Hockey Headquarters, and the Aberdeen Area Chamber of Commerce. And also by Becky Potsuba, State Farm Insurance, Hermanson Endodontics, Sunmasters of Pierre, and the University of Jamestown. The Boys Varsity State Hockey Tournament is also brought to you by Zander Auto Parts, Renke Gray Wealth Management, the Fieldhouse of Pierre, and Kubota. Join us all weekend for more exciting boys varsity hockey action. This has been a special presentation of Riverfront Broadcasting Sports, Central